I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body.
Mike, do you have any reason to drop early or anything? Do we need to pre-record your bye?
Let's see.
Which, by the way, this goes against the spirit of the K-bye pre-recording these, but we're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that way you can just drop without saying anything, and we insert the K-bye.
Yeah. You're literally supposed to just, your time's up. Don't say anything to anybody. Just go K-bye and hang up.
Bail.
That's it.
So that's
no matter
what
who's talking, you just yell K-bye and drop out.
That's where Rob failed on our big show by just leaving and not saying K-bye and leaving.
I know.
He did the ultimate K-bye. He left us hanging.
He did more of an Irish goodbye.
Honestly, I was going to, and then things got progressively harder.
You just, all you had to do.
That's what she said.
I was going to.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
God damn it. Just whatever.
Get your hamster out of the gutter, man.
Get your
It's
gutter
not in
out.
the gutter. It's in my butter.
Get your gutter out of the hamster. Either way. Welcome back to episode 39. I think. No, 38. I think
No, it was 37 last week.
Yeah, it's 38. Yeah. No, see, the problem is I had it in my head wrong last week. So, yes, 38. I just want to get to 40, apparently.
Make up your mind.
So
Make up our mind for us already.
Yeah, so it's episode 38 again, because it was episode 38 last week too. But either way, we're here,
multiverse,
and we
all
have
episode 38,
and we have there's way too many voices in my head, so that's not just you guys. I am, of course, Shoky, and you can follow me at all these Shoky and Shoky reviews related things down below. And over here we have Mike, the Comic Relief Crusader.
Yeah, hello.
How the fuck did he get ahead of me?
Because he's the other Canadian.
Exactly.
And you can follow him at all his Comic Relief Crusadery things. Rikki, you're here every week, so occasionally I gotta give props to those who actually remember they have a job to do here. And then, of course, you've got Rikki.
Wow.
Rikki
What's
over
going on,
there,
y'all?
and you can follow his work for Nerd Rage Radio on the Nerd Rage Facebooks, and of course on Friday night on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel on the Realm Hatton Project at 9 p.m.
Almost made it through.
Almost
I'm
made
proud
it.
of
Damn
you,
it!
though.
Almost made it.
Almost made it.
Don't be proud. It's nice somebody is proud of me. And then showing up at the last second here, we have a Rob, aka Dormammu, aka I don't know how to K-bye.
Hashtag dad life.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. Oh, well, now you got to give us a foreign language thing. Now we expect it.
Oh, Lord.
No, it's a
On
new
the
year's
spot.
a new Dormammu. We don't have to.
Who wants a new Dormammu? We just got this one housebroken.
If I don't have to listen to Konnichiwa bitches every week, I do.
Well, then stop saying Konnichiwa bitches. He's never
But
said
I like
that.
saying Konnichiwa bitches. It's fun.
Good eye, mate.
Oh God.
No, we don't need that either.
That wasn't me.
We don't need a Canadian. We don't need a Canadian.
I love how
Australian.
Dormammu had to say that wasn't him. The Konnichiwa bitches didn't say nothing. The Australian thing is like, that definitely wasn't me, y'all.
I didn't do that one. And you can follow him in the chat of the Realm live streams. You'll see
And
him
on
over
his
there.
sock puppet theater, which my kids, dude, I forgot to tell you, you gave me so many dad brownie cool points for that. Like, they thought it was awesome that I made the sock puppet theater. I was like, fuck yes.
So what he needs to do now is do it.
Happy to help with your dadness.
So
I appreciate it, man.
So now you need to make take a Nymea segment and make a sock puppet theater of it. That might be fun.
Ooh,
But it's a video format. We're an audio format. So.
I know. So he can make a video of our
I just
audio.
gotta find a Gundam small enough.
Oh,
No, it's not about the size of his. It's not about the size of his Gundam. It's how he builds it.
yeah, it's kind of true.
Tonight on Masterpiece Sock Puppet Theater.
I hate everyone and everything. All right. So we don't have any emails at the moment, but if you guys do want to email us, you can do so at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com. But we do have a couple comments. One that I kind of forgot to get to at the last show, but we had so many damn people on and so many things to do already that we didn't get to it. So all right,
I had so much fun on the last episode, y'all. Like that really, like it made me feel good. It made me laugh. It made me remember why we were doing this, and it was a good one. It was a good one.
And that was one of the only shows that has ever gone up not edited at all for length.
Yeah.
Which is why every little thing
So
that was
it was-
going wrong was included.
It was uncircumcised. Gross.
I was just
That's right.
all I edited. All I
For
all
all of you listeners out there, we appreciate and love you so much.
yes.
All
So
three of you, including me.
yes. So
Yep.
let's appreciate those editors real quick. So on episode 37, we got a comment from Jason C. And it said, "This was a great podcast. Great job, everyone. I was very entertained."
Was that the New Year's one?
That was a New Year's one. Yes.
All right, cool.
Wait
And
till
we're
that
happy you're
one
happy.
day.
Yes. And then
I mean, I couldn't give a fuck less if you're happy or not, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
yep. Jason is a longtime Shoky subscriber, so we like him. All right. And then
No, you like him. I don't care if he likes
Yeah.
Shoky stuff. I don't
yes.
give a fuck.
So either way, and back on episode
Oh,
back
we
on
love you,
Now
Jason.
my
Thank you, man.
channel, forget it.
and back on episode 36. This episode didn't happen. Jay, good old Jay.
Oh, he's back again.
Yeah, Jay is back. He had some issues that he popped
care
into my
of.
live stream not long
Okay.
ago. He said, "Have you guys watched 1883?" And then for some reason, I guess we were talking about Assassin's Creed or something. And he said Assassin's Creed has been on Xbox since the first game. Oh, I think we're talking about like platform exclusives.
exclusives.
And you were asked, I think you asked if Assassin's Creed was on other things.
I think, but if I remember correctly, PlayStation had the exclusive for like 6 months. It was like a limited exclusive.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get it at the very beginning on Xbox. It came out later on Xbox.
I mean, I never saw it on
I could be
Xbox.
wrong, but
Yeah.
I think it was a later release on Xbox.
I mean, if Assassin's Creed had been on Xbox all this time on a delayed release like that, I should have picked it up, but I never
Well,
remember.
I know it
seeing
eventually was. I know number 3 eventually was because my roommate had it on his 360, but I don't remember if the very first one was, and if it was, like I said, it was probably just a time release.
Yeah, so I think that's what he was getting at. So,
But
and
he's
then-
right, Jay. I'm glad to have you back, buddy. I've missed you, man.
Yep.
Whatever happened, I'm sorry it happened, and I'm glad you took care of it, brother. And we're here for a whole nother year, man.
And back to the other question, I have not watched 1883, which I guess is the prequel to Yellowstone.
Well, isn't there another one like 1922 or some bullshit? There, I've never watched any of the Yellowstones, but I've heard it's great.
I've not watched any of the Yellowstones.
Yeah, 1922 is the next one that they came out with Harrison Ford in it.
Oh, okay. That's where the Harrison Ford connection is. Okay.
Yeah.
Rusty replied actually and said he's watched the first episode. Sam Elliott is always amazing, but I haven't had time to watch anymore. So Rusty doing his part for the show.
Rusty, you're
commenting.
failing already. We do not reply to comments in the fucking comment section. When you bring them on here and talk them about on here, goddamn fucking Canadians always being nice and talking to people.
And let me scroll back to where Ricky replied to a comment right here that says,
I said something about go fuck yourself or something on there.
it says almost 90 shows in, and this is my favorite episode. That was back on episode 35 where Sean joined us at the last second.
See?
So yeah,
It took something very important for me to make a comment on there.
you've
There
commented.
you go.
But you're in the live streams sometimes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, me, you, and nobody else being on
Christine is
Sometimes
in the live
I'm
streams.
there.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Dormammu's in there when he can. Mike has been in there. Sean has been in there. So
I keep forgetting that one is Sean, dude. Like I always, because he's got so many goddamn different names. I forget that one's him.
I mean, on YouTube, he's
The
Chevelle
Chevelle thing or whatever?
Chevelle 4x4, yeah.
Yeah,
So he's always been Chevelle 4x4 there. He's just
but I
Sean-
always forget that's him
he's-
because it's
he's-
Sean Big Daddy, Sean Love, Sean Diesel, Sean this. Sean doesn't fucking show up. Sean gives me a hard on and leaves me with blue balls. Whatever the fuck you want to call him, Sean. He's just all over the place.
I mean, I personally don't want to call him Sean Gives Me Blue Balls, but that's just me.
I will, Sean. You give me blue balls, dude.
We're close knit groups of
Aw.
supporters that keep Shoky happy.
Mhm.
I'm still
We're-
waiting.
I
I'm
think
still
Jessica
waiting.
should be. I think Miss Jessica should be paying us because we keep him in a good mood.
I think she knows the contrary.
She's like, God damn it! Why'd y'all piss him off again
mean-
and then hang up?
I mean, you guys don't understand the DTOF budget around here because I get off of here and I immediately throw my chair into the nearest glass thing and I have to replace it.
That's why he's getting all bookshelves.
That's why I get all bookshelves because I keep destroying my DTOFs and I can't replace them fast enough. Now they cost $100 instead of $69.
Yeah.
Fuck
Hey,
it.
but they're back again. Like they were not even available for the longest of fucking time. And somebody said that they're back. I'm like, who the fuck cares at this point? We've all moved on.
Yeah, I mean, I sold half of mine, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I've got 2, and I'm eventually gonna get rid of them.
Yep, that's true. All right, and before we get too far, I do want to say rest in peace to Ken Block, who passed away last week in an unfortunate snowmobile accident. One of the greatest and craziest race car drivers. of like later generation. Definitely gone too soon. If you're unaware of his work, you can see it. Just search the YouTube channel Hoonigan, or just Ken Block or Jim Cunna if you want to see any of his work. And it's sad that he's gone, but he's left behind a pretty big legacy and passing it down to his daughter. You know, training her to drive and passing down some of the cars to her in passing. So, you know, so rest in peace to him. And I guess apparently we talked about it, but did we talk about Jeremy Renner? What happened to him?
No, I don't think we did.
I don't think we got to that. No, so
and we also didn't talk about how fucked up Dormammu is with his fucking memes he keeps sending.
This is very true. Very, very fucked up memes about Jeremy Renner getting hurt. The Hawkeye under the snowplow.
But
yes.
Yeah, but
no.
you're hey, if you weren't the first person with AIDS, you're still a bad person for giving other people AIDS afterwards. So you can't blame it on it not being yours.
Well, when you know you have it, that's it.
Yeah.
So
hey, listen, I'll say what I said before. I'm happy he's still alive.
Yes, so
Me
he's
too.
luckily Jeremy Renner is still alive. He did get run over by his own snowplow, and if
While
you
he was
ask,
trying to help somebody, I mean that's what everybody
yeah.
leaves out. He was out helping another person who was broke down and just got run over.
Yeah, not only was he plowing the road on his own, you know, he was helping somebody in distress when his snowplow ran him over. And really fucked him up. Thank the Lord he's still alive. Unfortunately,
Dude's a real life Avenger. I mean, we all joke and play games, dude, but I'm still to this day, I still feel shitty when I see people not stopping to help somebody. I will stop at random and help somebody with a flat tire and shit like that, or just say, "Hey, are you good? You have a phone? Did you call somebody? Are you someone coming to help you?" To this day, I do that because you get back what you put out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very few and far between you hear that. How many times have we all just driven by somebody and they're fine? You know, I'm even guilty of it, even though I try my best to be better than that. But there'll come that day when you're broke down and you're like, fuck, I wish somebody, you watch all the cars go by. You're like, God damn it, can't nobody stop and let me use their phone, or can't nobody stop and help me out? You'll remember all them times you drove by.
Yeah. I've actually called to get some assistance on the side of the road. It's like, look, I can't do anything, but I've got a phone. I'll call. You know, if they need something, somebody will be there.
I've used some of my AAA, like, you get those 3 or 4 per year things, whatever it is. Like I've used one of those to help some rando person on the side of the road. Yeah. And it's nice to be chivalrous, y'all, but sometimes, especially in this day and age, kids, like guys nowadays, don't know how to do shit that we were taught how to do. You'd be surprised how many people don't know how to change a flat tire. Like it's crazy to me.
Shit,
like,
you know how many people don't even know where their spare tire is in their vehicle?
Yep. You know how many people don't even realize sometimes their car doesn't even have a spare tire?
Dude, when I worked at Walmart, dealt with that all the time. Because somebody would come in with a flat and they wouldn't want to buy a new tire. They limped it in to get it switched. And they're like, oh, I don't even know if I have a shit.
Fucking yes!
Why?
About freaking time.
2023 is the fucking best, y'all.
What happened?
Nothing.
Surprise after surprise after surprise.
What the hell y'all doing?
Well, we're trying to do a podcast, Sean.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, never mind. Get out of here.
And that concludes this podcast.
It's the Mod Show
next week.
starring Sean.
Sean came in. Sean came in just to say okay, bye.
Did y'all immediately hear me get hard? Like it was great.
You hit the phone.
Yep, spring loaded.
We heard the,
Really
I turned the gain way up and pointed it right at my crotch.
And there he goes.
Now he's gone.
There we go.
There, he made you happy. Shut up.
Yay!
You magnificent bastard, you.
You sexy Texan motherfucker.
I will also, back on the subject, I will say I'm glad that Damar Hamlin is alive after whatever the hell happened to him.
Okay.
Dude, I watched this whole thing where a doctor broke that down, dude, and it is literally down to like 1,000th of a millisecond for that impact to happen, for it to catch his heart at the right point of the beat for that to happen to him. That is absolute batshit crazy.
Yep, it's so batshit crazy you could say it might not even be true, but we're not going there.
Oh god, everybody gets tinfoil hats out.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Healthy
Like, it was
24-year-olds
crazy.
don't just die on their feet.
Well, they didn't. His heart skipped a beat, and it does happen. That's literally why the doctor broke it down. It has something to do with when the heart's pumping.
Oh, I'm aware of what their excuse is for sure.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like
so the kid's fine.
Something
that's
like a 1 in 600,000 chance. It's like, yeah, totally what happened. Yep, totally. No need to. No need.
It's
to
way
look
more
into
believable
it
that people
further.
win the
Nothing
lotto,
to
but we
see
definitely
here.
can't believe a medical.
Ricky,
happened.
there's nothing to see here.
Yeah,
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely.
It was the Illuminati.
I mean,
Only-
it definitely
only-
happens.
Dozens upon sports.
He was getting too close to the truth of the Illuminati, and they had to shut him down.
Yeah, probably what happened.
At 24-year-old football player. Yeah,
I mean that is what happens. Well, I mean, they like people with money. If he has money, then yeah, makes sense.
It's
young, influential.
It's a cross section of people worrying about speed of sports, so they cut back on padding. We had a whole long conversation, and I learned a lot. Like, I didn't know that some of the guys that I talked to in the realm were like not small time football players. Like, they were big time, like into their colleges and like played in like big stadiums and stuff. Football players,
yeah.
And we were all having a conversation one night on a hangout, like an unaired hangout, talking about football and how different everything is compared to just when we played. Like, how much padding they've removed, how much things people choose not to wear, how it's gotten smaller. Like, the girdles are gone, the tailbone guards are gone, thigh guards are gone, hip guards are gone. Like, the breastplate of the shoulder pads is way smaller and way thinner. And like, everything is all about streamlining down to get faster and faster and faster. Well, you get faster, but the problem is that 300-pound lineman on the other side has also gotten faster.
So basically, they've gone to like the rules of 100 years ago. Basically,
they're
barely wearing anything.
Yeah, they might
as
well just be.
But you're also excusing the concept of technology has advanced to where we have more solid, lightweight materials to build these things out of.
Yeah, but it's
not the same shit made thinner. They made better shit.
But I'm saying, I don't mean smaller as in thinner. I mean smaller as in when I used to play football.
Oh, I know.
Put my breast guard on, that shit came down to almost your fucking belly button. Now it's just barely covering your nipples. Like, it's a smaller and smaller area, which opens the ability for somebody to plant their helmet or shoulder on your
rules. And the rules have generally changed on how you can hit people and stuff like that too, because so many people were getting hurt in certain ways. Like, we've eliminated a lot of injuries that used to happen, and then again we've opened up the window to different. We opened to different, not even necessarily new, just certain other things happen in different ways. But I mean, like
this cardiac event that this kid had would have been harder to happen when we were younger. I know they happened, like when I played baseball. There was a big thing about everybody having to start wearing chest protectors and stuff in baseball because people would get hit with a fastball and it would do the same thing to a kid.
Yeah,
so it does happen.
Not only just that, but the obvious impact to the chest cavity is going to fuck regardless. Even if it doesn't cause that specific problem, it's still going to cause plenty of problems.
Yeah, it's going to do something to you. Yeah. Like, and it's that breast guard has gotten smaller, and so it's opened up the capability for your pad to hit directly to the heart because it's not covering it up as much.
Yeah, but you got to remember that guy also didn't get hit; he hit someone, and not even hard. That's the crazy.
Did you see? Like, did you watch the replay of that? It was that shit fucking crazy. Kid got up like
went
nothing
straight
was wrong,
back down.
And all of a sudden, you see his head kind of tilt a little. And he kind of grabbed his helmet like he was like kind of dizzy or something, and he just dropped like a sack.
He was definitely dizzy.
Man,
that's because your vision will quickly go away when your blood's not pumping anymore.
Yeah, like you can literally see the point from where he got up was still the blood that was in his system to the point that his brain realized his heart was no longer giving it oxygen, and it just hits. And dude, let me tell you, I didn't watch the game because I'm not a Bills fan, don't care.
Yeah,
but watching that replay, that shit scared the fuck out of me, dude. Like, because I'm like, damn, I'm glad I made it through all my years of football without something like that happening. Because and we talked about it, like, how do you bounce back from that? Like, if you, like, coming from the coaches and the owner's side, do you hire somebody that's had something happen to them like that? Because now that it's happened, it's more likely to happen again because you've weakened the heart now.
No, I mean, the thing is, you can't not hire someone because it could be a possibility because it could happen to anyone.
They 1000% cannot hire him because that's happened to him.
No, but
it's
what
a
I'm saying is
condition now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is at this point, like, they're like, oh no, now we have to worry about this, and every single person is susceptible.
Do they revamp the gear? Do they
they'll do the rules
on hitting and all this bullshit?
Let's go to what the View wants to change about football. We'll do that.
And more importantly, from his perspective, if I'm that kid how much does that fuck me up? Now I'm a very competitive, very head on, fuck you, like watching the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. Like I never knew that about him, and it very much made sense. I should have known, having been a competitive sports player myself, I should have known he was like that, but you didn't see that side of Michael Jordan. They purposely didn't show that to you. But he would literally, like, pre-game, he would put in earbuds so he would drown out everything around him, and he would just repeat to himself over and over, Shoky said something bad about my mom. Shoky said something bad about my mom. Shoky said something bad about my mom. And then he'd go out on the boards, and he would fucking destroy Shoky. Shoky became the focal point of every drop of energy he had. And then after the game, he'd be like, that guy didn't say nothing about my mom, but fuck him, But he made sure he had a point to put his energy at. And when you have something like this happen, you can get very trigger shy. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, if somebody dropped me and it stopped my fucking heart, I don't, like, every time I'm running, I would be trying to slide, like doing the old school quarterback fucking slides underneath somebody. I wouldn't want to hit nobody, because now I'm worried about my heart stopping again. How does that fuck him up? You know what I mean? Maybe he's done playing football now at this point. It's crazy. It's nuts that we live in a world where shit like that happens.
I mean, here's the thing: is we've always lived in that world. We only are just now told to care about it.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's like the world is no different than it was 2 weeks ago. But now we have to be told.
But it's
that
different
this
than
is
it
our
was 20 years ago.
Well, slightly.
It's different than when I was playing football.
But the thing is that was always a possibility. Just because it didn't happen doesn't mean it couldn't happen. Just like this. Just this 1 in a million chance. Out of everyone playing on the field in that day, across the country, across the world, this happened to this one kid in this 1 in a million chance. So it's not like you're going to go out there every single game and it's going to be happening to another player. You may never see it again. If they change absolutely nothing, you can go another 50 years and never see it happen again. So that's the problem with some of this reactionary thought process. Like, how do we fix this? How do we stop this? Oh my God, we got to do this. It's like, okay, calm the fuck down, first of all. Realize it was a bad situation for whichever reason it happened. Okay, you can analyze it to death. Odds are you'll never come to a conclusion that's going to fix or prevent, other than to never do. And therefore, you've done your risk analysis and come up with, nope, can't ever risk it. Fuck this game. It's gone forever. Because the only way you ever prevent this again,
sports accident is freak sports accident.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen people get folded in half on a football field, like literally broke their fucking spines in a 1 in a million chance. Folded the fucking half, bottom half of their body twisted the wrong direction, and that person could still live and still do their thing. And they would probably say, I wouldn't change anything at all. I would just get back in there if I could, So that's why I hate the reactionary nonsense. It's like, okay, if it means, okay, we get to heavier pads or smarter pads in a way, fine. We'll do that. They've altered the NFL so much in the last few years just by changing the rules, the way you can hit somebody, length of certain things, all kinds of dumb shit. It's like, but then you look at hockey, like, holy shit, if anybody's going to get destroyed anywhere, it's going to be in hockey or in lacrosse or anything else like that. Like, football ain't shit compared to hockey or lacrosse or even rugby.
Blades on your
first
feet,
of
man.
all, only one of all those things you listed is a real sport. Everything else is fake.
So all of you Australians who love rugby, and all of you Canadians, Russians, and everyone else. By the way, we have a Russian listener.
What are you talking about? So we got blades on our feet. We are.
Refer to previous episode where none of those people exist in my world, so therefore their sport is fake too.
So imagine football, but they have sharp blades nearby at all times. and
long wooden sticks.
Like rugby is a real sport because I've met actual Irishmen who play rugby, so I know that's a real thing.
Oh,
well,
actually, you got to think about it. This could happen in soccer really easily too, because there's no.
No, you can't, because them pussies will flop on the ground if you fucking breathe too hard in their direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them.
I'll give to Ricky.
Some of them. I mean, goalies realistically go through more than anybody else on the field.
Dude, I mean, I've seen so many clips from soccer. It's crazy to me the blatantness of how fake it is, where somebody just runs past you and they flop on the ground and they hold their ankle and they get a card pulled on them. I'm like, what the? How did you, as a ref, think
like,
that was an actual hit?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
like didn't even touch
watching
him.
SHOKY with his knees.
Pull a card on him, SHOKY.
Swish.
Yeah. So
SHOKY's injuries were real compared to soccer.
This is very true. Now, I mean, at least modern soccer injuries, like back in the day, they used to really fuck themselves up.
They'd spike each other and shit. Yeah, man, I've watched old clips like you can see the spikes going into motherfuckers' legs and shit.
Dude, the old way they used to tackle, quote unquote, tackle on soccer. Just basically you're fucking sliding under their fucking feet. You're talking knees to knees, knees to chest, face to ground, all this nonsense.
Face down, ass up. That's the way we likes to fuck.
And then you kick the ball. And then you just kick the ball and leave that person.
That's how I learned how to play soccer from my old man.
Yeah.
So, being Austrian and whatnot, you play by those old rules. Oh, yeah. Soccer's
face down, ass up. That's the way the Austrians like to fuck.
No. I'd say that's the French, but yeah, I did.
No.
But man, I kick the ball so hard, I friggin' just get him right in the nuts. Man.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I mean, hockey is way worse, in my opinion, than football. But,
can be.
Especially when you're chopping.
I know they're all real sports.
Chopping in legs and hands.
I have a hard time with sports.
Cricket.
After 4 hours of it, it's like 1-0. I'm like, why the fuck did I just spend 4 hours to watch
lacrosse?
Baseball can be fucking utterly terrifying. When you got that fucking little thing flying at your head at 140 miles an hour off the bat.
You are singing a song that I know all the lyrics to.
I know. It's like baseball is insanely unsafe. I know they're not supposed to slide into base if they can avoid it, but fucking hey, they'll do it. And these assholes will collide in the middle of a field, running full speed, trying to get to a ball. I mean, it turns into a bloopers reel, but then you see how they knock the shit out of each other, you know? And pitchers have to be on their shit to make sure they don't get clocked right back in the face of a fastball. But no, we got to worry about them football pads, slow speed impact. So
slow speed impact. Yeah, 350-pound lineman running 40 miles per hour at you. That's
that hit was bullshit compared to some of the like really hard.
Well, nobody said it was because it was a hard hit. It was because of when the hit happened.
It was a very specific hit.
It was a very specific.
Well, tell his heart to never beat like that.
Time.
Tell his heart to never beat like that again, and we won't have that problem.
Right.
That's the problem.
It's like ninjutsu. He just took out one of his pressure points.
His chakra points. Is that what you're getting at?
His chakra.
Gotta block his chakra.
Not chakra.
Full Naruto.
No, you blocked one of the chakra paths. Yeah, that's what happened.
Ah, you fucking dorks.
You wouldn't know. You don't watch these things. Either way.
No, it's because I have better taste.
We'll see about that. Either way. All right, so let's get on to our weeks. And since Dormammu has the least amount of time, as you guys probably heard by our intro, we'll let him go first.
He has the least amount of time, as you heard by our intros 45 minutes ago.
No, it's actually
we gotta hurry up.
It's only been 27. It's been 27 minutes.
Just kind of been busy running here and there. A lot of trying to get outside when it's actually not freezing cold. But no, a little bit of this and that during the holiday break. The spouse wanted to redo the guest bedroom, so painting and redecorating and putting up stuff. So it's been a lot of like little at-home construction projects, so to speak. Got the oldest a new bed set, so that was was doing a lot of lifting of stuff right here, dressers and whatnot.
And by the way, we haven't really gone over Christmas either. So like we missed like all the stuff that we've managed to do during the Christmas time, or what we got.
Christmas was nice. It was just a lot of keeping the kids occupied. A lot of park walks. I did a park or two a day, to the point where my kids were like, "Can we not go to a park anymore?" So yeah, they were quite tired by the time the week was up with Happy Dad's Fun Daycare.
It's Daddy Daycare.
No, otherwise on a personally, I've been trying to like make sure I take time to watch stuff. To which I will say the same thing that I said in our private chat, which is Willow does suck. I definitely think it's the least favorite of my Disney Plus series ever, and probably the worst series I've watched in a long time. It is just trite. And the writer is the same dude that's been hired to write for the latest Indiana Jones coming out, where Harrison Ford will try to, again, probably kill a character off that he doesn't like because he played him. Because that's what Harrison Ford does. But yeah, no, he's just awful.
It's not what Harrison Ford does. He literally comes back just to kill off a character.
Yeah, no, he's just awful. And because he doesn't appreciate the things that he's built over 30 years. 40 years. Anyway, but no, Willow was just plain bad, and I just kind of refuse to watch it anymore.
Is there any redeeming quality to it? Like, should I waste my I have not watched any of it.
No, it is what's the phrase I was thinking about earlier? Nostalgia baiting. It is the worst form of nostalgia baiting ever.
Specifically to Willow, like you have to nostalgia bait.
To Willow, specifically to any of the characters that have to do with Willow, specifically to the fact that Willow really doesn't do a whole lot in the series other than just look like Warwick Davis.
So this is Book of Boba Fett, but in the Willow universe.
Yeah, no.
And like you said,
honestly, I'd put Book of Boba Fett higher up than Willow, which is really sad.
That was your worst shit of last year.
And then, like, I think it was last episode you said it's such a horror. I don't remember if it was recorded or whether we were just talking. It's such a horrible thing to happen to Warwick Davis to have.
That's exactly right.
Have his name attached
to him as an actor. Right, exactly. He deserves so much better, and the series deserves so much better. And instead, they just kind of nostalgia baited the whole thing. There's still one episode left, and I'm really just not feeling it. So in the meantime, I filled in with something that Sean had mentioned, which was The Legend of Vox Machina. I had not watched the series yet. So
you hadn't watched the first season at all?
I'm literally now halfway through. I binged it last night. So,
dude, I couldn't stop once I started.
It goes so
quick.
It
is really good. It is really good.
It is really good.
Enjoyable.
Love that show.
It is. It's really good. Really enjoyable. So yeah, I've been watching that. Been doing a lot more reading too. I've been again still working on the Fate of the Jedi series, which is the series of books that's non-canon now. I'm already up to book 8, and there's 9 in the series, so I've just kind of been blowing through those. I have also been reading some comic anthologies, courtesy of my local library, including one that I took up because Ricky had mentioned it was so good, and that was Batman Year One, which is Frank Miller. Really good anthology, really well written. Really, the artwork is fantastic. Just enjoying it a lot. I finished it last night.
Okay, so let me real quick before you go past that. I said it was real good compared to Dark Knight Returns. I am not a huge Frank Miller fan, but it is a great story.
I feel like in this case, unlike where Frank took Dark Knight Returns and made it so futuristic, gritty, took Bruce / Batman to that level of he's just had enough. With Year One, it was more methodical. You get a lot of the thought patterns behind Bruce after he's returned after so many years. You know, he's 26 now. He's had all these years to prepare, and he's like, I'm still not yet ready.
This is basically him developing what Batman is.
Correct. He's already gotten all the training. He's already been gone long enough to get the training, to get what he needs.
Yeah. So
I saw the how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to make this happen? How am I going to put fear into all these
Lucius Fox? That's
people. But also Jim Gordon and kind of his perspective and the fact, like, you get a very good idea about how bad off Gotham is, like just how bad off.
Oh yeah.
So I honestly thought it was like compared to Dark Knight Returns, I felt it was a lot more introspective to the characters where they needed and it treated it in a way that was respectful to every other piece of source material. And I like that. Now, granted, the version that I read is actually the compilation, so it wasn't. The colors and everything have actually been redone. They filled in all the colors because the original release was done in this format that was like the old school comic 60 color only.
Yeah, like cell shading
format.
type.
Yeah.
Correct. Whereas this is actually like full color, etc. So at the end, at the back of it, they give some of those pages, and that's like, oh, it's so cool. Honestly, if I was still collecting comics, I would feel compelled to go hunt the original prints down, or at least like a second or third run, because
and
again,
I'm gonna say
I like the series.
I'm gonna say if you go back and watch like a lot of the animated movies and stuff, when they do them, they feel this need to change shit.
Yeah,
that is one of the few that stayed pretty fucking close to the source material and kept kind of that same art style.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the animated version of that.
Oh, that and even the Dark Knight Returns, which was an updated art style, but still 100% stayed to the book. Like those two, like Hush can suck my taint. Like the book is probably one of my favorite Batman stories, but the movie can straight fuck off. But those two stayed pretty damn close to it.
Hey Rob, have you read the Batman White Knight stuff yet?
I have not yet. That's going to be next on my list to pick up from.
Yeah.
Fuck, Shoki, you gotta remind me to download that. I keep forgetting to download that.
Hey Ricky,
don't tell me on here because I'm still gonna forget.
Well, no, but when you listen back on Wednesday, it'll be your reminder.
Oh, okay. So Wednesday I'll remember, but by the time I get home from work, I'll be forgot again. Cool. Thanks for nothing, dickface.
Well, that's why you download it while you're at work. Duh, dickface.
But I download on my computer.
So I've read that. I've read Miles Morales, Spider-Man, the compilation, also very good.
Compiled Miles.
And just I've actually been working on a series with.
Would that be
daughter.
kilometers?
Yeah, it would
compiled
be
miles.
No, compiled kilometers are miles, not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Miles, yeah, no. I've been working on a series with my daughter. We found at the library. She decided to pick it up, and I was like, "Well, you want to read this together?" It turns out it's from a webtoon. This guy, his name is Stephen McCraney. It's a YA type of series, but it's called Space Boy. It's available online for free. We just happened to find the compiled versions of his books through the library and started reading through them. And it's kind of that project where my daughter and I can kind of share in that because it's kind of cool. Guy's artwork is pretty good. His web stuff, it's an ongoing series, but he's on a hiatus right now. So it just gave us something to read through. But Space Boy has actually been very good because it's set about 1,200 years in the future. It has elements of sci-fi mixed with a little bit of the YA stuff, the young audience, teenage type stuff. But the idea behind it is that space travel is feasible. It's possible. Originally, they found this artifact that's at kind of that farthest distance, that M831 galaxy that's the farthest away. They found through telescopes this artifact. They send this ship out with an entire complement of a crew, and with the idea that basically over time, there's no cryo for these folks. They're just going to live through generations. So they have generations and generations of kids. This ship is basically one that can be self-sustained, but something goes disastrously wrong, and there's one kid left out of everybody, and he's the last hope for Earth to get to this artifact, because everybody believes that getting to this will mean that there's no longer, that we're not alone in the universe. But he's all that's left. He's lost all his family, etc. He's trying to get out into space or trying to get to this artifact. It's taken 300 years, and he is, in order to keep him from going absolutely nuts, they designed this body for him where he can control it and actually have some sort of life on Earth, because telecommunications have reached the point where they're able to basically have instantaneous internet through space. So this kid can transmit stuff to this android and have a real life on Earth, but he's actually alone in space traveling. And so he meets this girl who also is from a colony, but she comes back to Earth. By her point in time, like getting from one place to another in space is possible, but it's through cryogenic freezing. So to get great lengths, you still wind up losing years because you're frozen, but everybody else is not. So for her travel, it's like she's lost 30 years of time. So there's this whole like there's a very sci-fi element to it that we've both appreciated, my daughter and I. And it's kind of made it enjoyable for us to enjoy, to like read together and kind of like, oh, did you read that part? Oh, did you read that part? So yeah, it's a little bit of dad and daughter bonding, which I kind of appreciate. Keeps us talking. So otherwise,
that's always cool to find that little overlap with your kids.
Yeah, I like those little projects where I can like, where I work, where I can like do stuff with the kids in a way that they enjoy, and it not being like, not keeping us isolated from that. I want to
like when I get to my week, I'm going to talk
together.
about one that makes me feel exactly how you feel about it. When I get to my week, I'll be able to talk about it. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Otherwise, Christmas was actually pretty light, but then I've managed to fill in with some other things that I got through gift certificates. So I did get the Hasbro exclusive Marvel Legends Iron Man with the plasma cannon. Very cool figure. Very, very cool figure. I got the Transmetal 2 Dragon Megatron because I needed another Megatron to fill in on my shelves. Very cool in Dragon mode, bot modes. I just got the Legacy Leo Prime or Leo Convoy today. Man, that lion face is very soft, but the Prime is actually pretty good. And again, he fills in a little niche on that Prime shelf because I didn't have an iteration of him.
Which one is this?
This is the Legacy Leo Convoy.
Legacy Leo. Okay, so it's the Legacy, the lion one.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Yeah,
I do have some because I just shipped my pile today from TF Source. I do have a Phantasm on the way. Fans Toys, which is the Fans Toys Mirage.
Man, I didn't know you were missing that. You should have said something, dude. I know people. Reach out when you miss out.
I know you know people, but I had already paid for it. I just kept it in my pile.
Until, he already had it. It was just sitting
today.
Okay. I got you. I never use pile loot. So that shit always confuses me when people say they ship their pile. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Oh, and if you want to watch a review of that, you could probably do so at some random Canadian's review channel.
What was his name? The Rusty Trombone.
Rusty Mechanic.
Rusty Trombone. Yeah.
Rusty Mechanic.
That part, dude, I spit at work when that came up on. Like I was laughing and I was drinking and I spit everywhere.
But no, thanks to Rusty Mechanic and his channel, I wound up watching his review on that, and that's kind of what prompted me to go in on that figure. So
well, there you go.
If I was still collecting Masterpiece, I definitely probably would have got that one. Like I have the what's the name, Sphinx. I think it's the MMC one.
MMC one, yeah.
Yeah,
I have the G2 version of that.
It's a good figure. I'm not hating on it, but it is old and outdated. So I probably would have went in on this one because it just looks damn near perfect.
Yeah. I had the G2 version of the Sphinx, never a G1 version to represent.
The Jazz, on the other hand, I would have stuck with my Make Toys. Like I have the Downbeat. I would not have swapped that out for the Fans Toys version.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I've seen the reviews on that, and you're right. Kind of crazy.
It's just they didn't pick a lane. Like even Rusty pointed it out. Like they decided to split the difference between toy and tune. Like they make it look tune, but if you pay attention to the details and the stuff that's attached to it, it's actually toy. So I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at.
Nice.
Cool.
It was pretty concise.
Yeah.
Shoky, who you got next?
I don't know. I guess I can go next, since I think Mike is busy since he hasn't said anything.
No, he said he's back.
I am back.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, I saw that you're back too. I didn't see that Mike was back. Yes. Okay. Either way, but I'll go ahead and go. So Christmas was actually pretty good. Obviously, I mentioned that I got the PlayStation 5 and whatnot, but I didn't talk about some of the other stuff I got. I ended up getting a whole like beard care kit, because. For those who don't know, my beard was pretty scraggly there for a while, and I was letting it grow out, which actually on my birthday, I'm trimming down to a full even, thing and starting over and seeing how long I can go with it until my next birthday. So I'm gonna see if I actually can stand letting it grow for a fucking year. And then also in that same vein, I got a beard straightener because I don't know if you guys ever deal with this at all. Well, most of you don't tend to have beards, but I have one side.
Excuse you?
You have a goatee. You don't have a full-on beard.
I don't have a. Oh,
you don't have a full-on beard. You don't.
Let's
okay. So, Dormammu and Mike, look at the screen.
Yep.
And you tell me, is this a goatee or a fucking beard?
That's a beard. It goes all the way around to the ear. Goes up to the chops.
As compared to the actual length
as
here.
Compared to you look like a fucking lumberjack. I just keep my shit
very
straight.
No, Shoky's a gnome vision.
Yes.
See
so
these very
Mike is
lines?
getting there again. Mike is getting there again.
This is because I use a straight razor. I get in there with a ruler and a straight razor and keep my shit
But
straight.
you keep your shit short so you don't have to worry about what I was trying to say, and that is that one side of one cheek as it is grows straight out and the other cheek swoops back.
No, I keep mine straight because then I don't have to wear a beard guard.
Hey, look, we can see Rob. We never see Rob.
Oh no!
Look at that!
Off.
Look at that baby face. Oh, it's gone too late. You missed.
Oh god damn it!
And not only that, he was crystal clear. Like he wasn't all in 144p. It was crazy.
He doesn't know. I already have a poster of him hanging above my bed, so I don't need a fucking thing.
Yeah, and you sit there with a sock puppet on your dick. Either way,
sock puppet theater myself.
So I got a beard straightener to help with the hair that doesn't want to grow in the direction, and also like. Because I was growing my beard out in the middle of COVID and having to wear masks, it was pushing it down and making it curve out. It got trained to do that, so actually training it to do this.
So is a beard straightener just kind of like a pencil sharpener? You just put
oil.
Your chin in
it's
and
an oil
just
you
put
on there and you brush it down.
No.
Like a
it's
relaxer.
No, not that. This is actually a flat iron with bristles.
Are you serious?
That runs through it and actually
you're half
the hair.
A fucking girl.
No, because I had to use Jessica's flat iron, and it was a huge pain in the ass, and I actually burned my fucking neck one time trying to fucking.
Mike's about to start hating you because you're turning into a female.
No, because this is actually made for men. Women wouldn't be able to use it.
But is it though?
Yes.
Because I mean, technically, men can put on women's underwear because it still
men can put on women's clothes entirely. Actually, not just their underwear. Ricky,
around in women's underwear.
I mean, most of us can probably wear a bra right now if we wanted to.
No,
you could, Mike.
Let the puppies free.
Let them fly.
Exactly.
Sports bra. Either way. So basically, I got a bunch of man care stuff. Actually, I got some Manscaped cologne. Since the wife has been telling me since we've been together that I need to wear cologne, so I allowed her to buy me some cologne for fucking Christmas, so I can smell good for her finally. Not that I stunk, I just didn't have a smell.
You heard it here first, folks.
It was like, well, I mean, after a long day of work, she generally wanted to rip my clothes off, so I can't say I probably smelled bad. So
that's going too far.
Yeah. So either way, on top of that,
Jessica.
Yeah. So on top of that, today I just did an In the Kitchen with Shoky unboxing with all the stuff that has piled up over the last 2 weeks. So I just got a BBTS box in with the newest NECA stuff. So that's the Hudson. Just came in finally again at BBTS for people who have been waiting for fucking months to get it. I got the Frankenstein accessories set, that comes with like the whole laboratory stuff and all that. It finally gives me something to do with my black and white Frankenstein from NECA. And then what was the other thing? Oh, the Last Ronin unarmored version.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that Last Ronin figure is actually pretty good, but I had to modify mine. If you guys watched the review, I had to modify it to make it slightly more accurate.
What was wrong with it?
So just to be nitpicky, like where he has all the weapons mounted on his back is like on a center ring that's suspended from 4 ropes going into his armor. They only put 2 of the ropes on there, and it was just flopping about. So
gotcha.
And that was just the way it was. It's like they just half-assed it, literally. So, but they gave you the same rope, quote unquote, with his kind of grapple hook sort of thing, but you had nothing to do with that. Like there's no hook on his belt. There's nothing to do with it. You just have this silver hook thing with a whole bunch of string, and he can't exactly hold it. So I actually tied it in like a loop around his belt, so it looks like it's hanging there, and then cut off the excess and made ropes for the backpack, and then stuck them in there. So that was fun. Looks a little bit better, a little more stable now. But the unarmored version, don't have to worry about that. Speaking of which, I have reviews that I need to actually put out. It's like I've done reviews, I just haven't actually put them up yet. I'm stupid, but January doesn't pay for shit anyways. So maybe I'll hold on to some of them till February when the ad revenue goes back up. Just so you know, Mike, since you're kind of new to the monetization side of it, is like January, all the revenue drops by like 40%. So like what tiny percent of ad revenue you might have made in December, cut it by 40%.
Which is nothing.
That's what I'm getting at. So let's see, what else did I open? Oh, I did open, at least I pulled it out of the box, my Ghostbusters Spengler's proton or wand or neutrona wand. I didn't open it, I just unboxed it because I got my Alice LC1 pack to add to my proton pack when it does get here inevitably, hopefully within the next couple weeks. Which I found on Amazon. It's a cheapo reproduction, but considering I don't need it to do any heavy duty work, I don't care. It's like there was like a $140 version. I'm like, I'm gonna go with the $70 version just because it's fucking affordable, and the shit's gonna spend most of its life hanging inside my closet. So it's like it'll be cool. So, but was there anything? Oh, I did get those Bluetooth like lapel mics that I was telling you guys about before we got started. So I played around with those earlier, doing some test footage so that I could do some out-the-box stuff for my channel members, where I open up my toys and play with them for the first time, because that's fun. Especially with Transformers, watching me try to figure them out without looking at the instructions. And I'll tell you what, trying to figure out that fucking Ultra Magnus with no instructions was a pain in the ass. Awesome. the New Age one. The new age Ultra Magnus, like trying to figure out how to transform that Prime, considering I only knew the regular version, was kind of a pain in the butt. But it's fun to do.
It was just that different.
Yeah, they changed enough of it, especially in the legs, and then trying to figure out how to put him in Magnus form, is even better. It's like, okay, I don't know what's supposed to go where to turn him into Magnus. It's not like he just stands there and the armor, absorbs onto him. Was there something else? I'm trying to remember. Don't remember. I mean, I've gotten a lot of stuff in the last couple of days. I am almost done with God of War, by the way. I just haven't gone to do the very last thing because I'm just trying to kill the last Valkyrie. I haven't touched it in like 4 or 5 days, so y'all should applaud me for my self-control. But I'm on vacation this week, so there'll be lots of God of Warring here sometime soon. I gotta do a last few couple trophies, and I'll feel good about myself. And then let's see here, watching. So we watched, there was a couple documentaries that Jessica started watching on Netflix, and one of them I got so enthralled. It was only a 3-episode deal, and here's the problem. I was like, I don't fucking remember what it was. It was like a few days ago, but like I was going to come in here and actually shoot some more video and then try to get some work done, and then the first like 20 minutes of it, and it was like a crime documentary. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'll have to look back into it. I know I was actually, while you guys were sitting here talking, I was trying to scroll through her Netflix and see what it was, but I can't figure out where the history is on Netflix, if there is such a thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
or it should be, what you viewed.
Yeah, there's a continue watching thing, but if you've already finished watching it, it doesn't add it to that. So, but it was really fucking riveting. I could not stop fucking watching it. And it was only a 3-episode deal, so it wasn't super long. It was just like a mini doc. Yeah. I've been watched season 11 of Letterkenny. The weekend it came out, I did only 2 episodes per day, so I didn't blow my load all at once. It was a good season. A little weird, like you could tell that it was kind of like we just came back from like more major stuff, and we're just going to do some lighthearted stuff. They did a whole episode on trying to decide what was the best chip flavor, which is why it was really funny when we were sort of having that discussion the other day.
Okay.
And
All Dressed rocks.
Yeah, All Dressed. So the name of the episode is literally called Chips. So go watch that. Go watch the episode, Mike. You can jump into the argument yourself inside the episode. And I rewatched Shoresy again during the Christmas break just because I can't not watch Shoresy. And Rob, you said are you still right in the middle of season 8, or did you progress?
I am. I'm gonna keep watching this week. Keep going.
All right. So
I need the levity.
Yeah. No, it definitely gets. Well, there's a little bit of levity at the end of season 8, and then rolling into season 9, but then there's some serious stuff too. But either way, It's not just some bullshit show. It's actually pretty good. Shit, what was the other thing? Oh, I did watch the Knives Out sequel, Glass Onion. And it was entertaining.
What was that noise for?
Yeah, that was Mike. I don't know why Mike made that noise.
Oh, it must have been a female protagonist.
Actually, yes, there was.
See, nailed it. Never seen it. Already knew it.
No, just because of.
No, actually, no. The UGG is actually like the proper way to talk about it. It wasn't bad, but it was nowhere near as good as the original. The first Knives Out was really a really fucking compelling mystery, and like this one, while a decently fun movie in its own right, wasn't it. I don't know. I guess it's the mindset going in. Know that you're not getting the same kind of movie because it's not.
Because Ryan Johnson freaking did it.
It's right. Ryan Johnson did the first one.
And the first one was good,
now how you feel about it?
I didn't watch the first one, so it doesn't matter.
The first one was
the
great,
first
dude.
one is very. The first one is very good. I have not watched the new one yet.
No, the first one is fantastic. Like I could rewatch that movie anytime. Like that movie is that if we do a top rewatchable movies, like that's going to be on my list. But this one, I'd be okay with never watching it again.
I don't know if it's it's rewatchable as in it's not shot like a piece of shit and the acting is pretty good in it. But a lot of movies have a hard time with rewatching, especially mysteries and stuff like that, because now I know the ending, so you're not going to surprise me anymore.
I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the story of it, even not knowing the mystery. Well, the first time I watched the movie, I already knew everything about it because I already watched reviews of it. So I knew everything going into that movie, so I wasn't surprised by anything. So I just enjoyed the movie that was given to me. With Glass Onion, they had an actual mystery wrapped inside another mystery, but then they just
try to overdo it.
But then they just laid it all out on the table at once. Like it's like, okay, here's this, and then you get to the question of why this, and then just ultimately it's stupid. It's fine, but it's not good. You know, that's the way I would give it. I would give it a B- or a solid C.
It's watchable, but it's not like a high recommend.
Yeah, no, it's just, and I wouldn't even say it's half-assed because it definitely looks like it looks great. Like the movie is very pretty. Like still shot the same way, still done really nicely, but like
did what's his face play the character as good as he did in the first one?
Benoit Blanc, yeah. But
no. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig plays Benoit Blanc. Yes,
I loved him. In the first one.
So here's the thing: in the first movie, he was a side character. In this movie, he's the main character. So that's why it changes.
I got you. So it changes perspective.
It changes perspective, but also. The problem is like one of the mysteries of the movie you are given no information about at all, and then it's just dropped on you the solution. So that's part of the problem. Like if you watch the first one close enough, you could really work it all out. Like you really can. Like, but this one they just drop.
Yeah, because it's a Ryan Johnson film. It's not that hard to work out.
They go into it. They go into it with, okay, here's this mystery, and then you got this other mystery. And then inside that, you're like, but why is this? And then it goes again, okay, well, this mystery isn't really a mystery. It's a false mystery on purpose because it's the point of it. The whole concept is all these people get invited to this billionaire's island to come do a murder mystery deal. So you think that like going into it, oh, this is actually going to happen. Like he's really going to die and we're going to turn into a real mystery movie, you know, like that. And that's not what happens. I won't tell you what does happen, but that's not the way it goes down. But Blanc does prove that he is a very, very, very good detective in this movie. But the fact that he becomes like the main character is weird. Like, because we weren't seeing it through him as the second. Because remember, in the first one, he's introduced as a shadowy character smoking off to the side in the dark. And then he comes in and he's just sort of a side thing because you're following... what's her face the whole movie. I want to call her Anna, but I think that's the actress's name.
Maria
something either way.
So
you follow her the whole time, and then Blanc is involved. This one you're following Blanc as he unravels the mystery or just experiences shit. So I mean, watch it if you like the first one and then come up with your own ideas for it, because you might like it completely different to the way I like it. That's the thing about these movies. But just not, it's not as good because it's a sequel. Sequels are almost never great. The third one will probably be better, but considering they threw like $100 million at him for this franchise,
are you serious? Holy shit!
They paid Ryan Johnson basically like $100 million to do the Knives Out franchise on Netflix. But I don't even know how many movies that would have been. Maybe 2. Because it's probably an inexpensive movie realistically, because it's mostly just people in what looks to be like a fancy house with a whole bunch of fake nonsense around. So it is what it is. Ed Norton though is definitely chewing the fucking scenery in this movie, and it's great. Like everybody's also acting their ass off in both a good and bad way, because some people are definitely overacting because that's their fucking character. But it's not terrible. However, another movie about people going to an island where people die that I just watched, which is called The Menu, is so much fucking better. I recommend that for everybody. Because holy shit, that movie, like I said to y'all in the chat last night, or yesterday afternoon, whatever, Sunday was a weird fucking day. That movie was everything Glass Onion wasn't. Even Sean, I got Sean to watch it yesterday, and he was giving me the play-by-play in our own personal chat, and it was just fucking funny, like watching his reactions to the fucking movie as it went on. And then because I knew you guys probably weren't going to watch it immediately, that's why we kept that chat separately. We didn't want to do any spoilers for everybody, but definitely suggest watching The Menu on HBO Max if you can. That movie is fucking great. And everybody fucking definitely acts their ass off there. We talked about Anya Taylor-Joy a couple times on this show, mostly because of the way she kind of looks a little odd, if not, but it's definitely still pretty. Right. Like she's
when I was Magic in the one.
Yes. She was Magic in New Mutants. Yes.
Right.
So she's the, I guess technically the star of this movie. It's kind of hard to know because like it's another ensemble cast and a lot of fucking big name people in there. And like, there's some people like their face, but you couldn't possibly remember their fucking name. They're like, hey, I know that guy from something. And then oh, I know that part. It's like, well, shit, where's she been for the last 20? That kind of thing. And then Ray Fiennes is playing like the super genius chef in this movie, and he's basically like Gordon Ramsay on steroids in a way. And he's both like charming and terrifying at the same fucking time. I was like, this movie's really fucking good. It's like, and it's shot really fucking well. And I went into it and I was like, the guy who's done it has done hardly anything. And I was like, damn. I was like, if this guy like continues on and keeps making movies like this, he's like Rob was talking about, basically looking into who did the shit and like either avoiding them or making sure you follow everything they do. Definitely someone to keep an eye on in the future for like, I wouldn't even call this like a blockbuster by any means, but it is definitely like, I would put it up for an Oscar. If I had actually taken the time to watch it during a Christmas time, it would have been in my top movies of 2022 for sure.
That's pretty high praise. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Like it would have 100% been up there. Like probably above the Batman. Technically, Batman was a really enjoyable movie, but this one is playing in a different class of movie, If we break down the genres, Batman was definitely a top superhero movie by all means, but this one was a what's really funny
reading year one gave me a lot more appreciation for the Batman too.
Yeah, make sure you read Batman year two,
because the Batman is a year two is a year two.
It's based
year two is actually a really good one too.
Yeah, it's based off a lot of the year two comics and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
but it gave me a lot more appreciation for it.
Yeah. Was there anything else? I feel like there was another thing. We tried to watch that movie Amsterdam. Have you guys seen the advertisements for that? Like all over the place.
That's the one with like Brad Pitt and all them in it.
No, not Brad Pitt's not in it. That's the one with he's got Christian Bale.
Yes.
Harley Quinn.
And looks like it's set in the 20s or whatever.
It's actually set in the 40s after World War One.
I know what you're talking about.
We tried to watch it, and I guess we were just too fucking tired. And the premise was getting really complicated. We're like, I don't know if this is gonna be enjoyable. I also started to watch the Banshees of Inisherin, which is definitely going to be more of a slow, methodical movie. So definitely not Jessica's cake so to speak. So it's just like, so I'm gonna have to watch that one on my own when she's not around because she fucking checked out 10 minutes into it. That's the one with Colin Farrell and that other old Irish guy that's been in a lot of stuff forever, but I can never remember his name. Like
Alan?
you know his face. You know this guy's face, but you definitely don't know his name. He's been in that many fucking movies. He was the guy who played Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but definitely didn't look like that in real life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And goddamn, I was just basically like trying to pick through movies that people have talked about and just try to find something to watch. I went back to start watching Thundercats 2011. You know, just try to get a couple more episodes into that. It's still fine, but knowing that that's
series,
it was such a good series, and it was.
But
killed.
knowing that it just drops,
it just
dead
stops.
is fucking horrible because it was great,
and it stops on a cliffhanger, which is really fucking annoying. Much like Shoresy, which stops on a cliffhanger, and we don't know if we're ever going to get a season 2. Even now, like 10 months later, we don't even know if they're going to do a season 2. And Shoresy's already technically come back in Letterkenny season 11, so we have no idea canonically where any of this is happening. So it's kind of annoying. So
good thing I stopped on season 6.
Yeah, no, there's
none of that
still,
shit bothers me.
There's still so much good shit to do. Should have kept watching it, Ricky. Rob could tell you.
Yeah. So what was the big sad ending of 7 or whatever y'all were going on about?
But then we would ruin it for you.
Yeah, we would ruin it,
dude. Let's keep it real. I've had it on pause for like 6 months at this point. Let's keep it real. The likeliness of me going back to it.
Get back to it. We'll just say.
So
we'll just say
sad ending.
We'll just say Mary Fred is a bitch.
Okay,
she's hot.
Sure.
Super hot.
But why is it sad?
Yeah.
So, who dies? Who dies?
It's not.
It kind of crushes him.
Everyone.
It's a soul crushing moment.
Oh, okay.
That they were definitely foreshadowing, like the whole. But the ending of season 8 is really good too. So I'll just leave it at that.
Is that the one where she cheated on him, like with the other dude from wherever she's from, and they go fight him in the pool hall?
Yes,
I've seen that.
Well, then you're not in season 6.
Well, then I'm wherever the fuck I'm at. I don't know.
Well, there was a Nick. That was the other French girl. The other.
That was the model.
Yeah, the one that Derry was with.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the one.
Yeah. So if you saw that, then you saw further than you think you did.
Okay. Yeah, because they go fight their asses out back of the pool hall and all that. Yeah.
More or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they went there because Derry went to go reclaim Anik,
and they found out what's her face was cheating.
Yes. So so you've seen it, which means you've got at least a season further than you think you are.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It blurs together when you fucking watch a bunch of shit.
It does. That's why I told you guys. It's like when you're talking about where you're at, it's like, oh wait, which season was that in now? You got to go back and check. That's when Rob said he was at 8, like halfway through season 8. I was like, okay, I got to go refresh myself. It's like, what was happening in season 8? Where's he at? It's like, okay, now I know. Now I know what I can at least talk with him about. So either way, I think that basically wraps up for me, other than my knees are healing finally. They're at the itchy stage.
And on the plus side, he got that raise, y'all. Good for him.
Well, not yet. The raise comes here next week.
Think it through what I just said.
I know what you said. But no, we legit get a raise in January. That's why it's funny.
Nice.
But no, it has been rough going though. Like going back to work after only
just remember to, when it itches, pat, don't scratch.
No, I'm rubbing in a circle around, like not even scratching the thing directly. Although I think I
hit it with lots of lotion. I know it sounds weird, but
it's no, I know. I'm trying to keep it moist.
Yes,
moist.
Yeah. Get some that. What is that?
I know. I'm aware.
The stuff that you use after tattoos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Already on top of it. But thanks.
Right. Well,
thanks
then fuck you then. I hope your knees fall off.
Thanks for the advice. No, I appreciate it. Just I'm already on top of it. I'm not a complete noob.
Well, you got scabs on your knees. You
and
God
damn.
Walked into that one, didn't
but the thing is, I didn't have to wear the hard hat.
Wow.
I didn't, but I didn't have to wear the hard hat like so many other guys. Gotta have the knee pads and the hard hat.
Oh God.
Thank God my raises are determined by the union and not by a boss.
I love how the more I drink, the funnier I am. Like, it's fucking great.
Oh, is that what's happening?
The more you drink,
the Jameson is kicking in, dude. It's kicking my ass right now.
I'm not drinking at all enough for this. Actually, I ran out of water, so I'm gonna have to go refill while somebody else talks.
Jameson has water in it.
But no, I do thank like Christine and Denise for checking in on me, sending me messages asking how I'm doing and stuff like that. Because
y'all don't check in on me. That's fucked up.
Well, they don't know that you're hurt.
Oh, that's because I don't bitch like a little girl about it.
Oh.
Because his pain is on the inside.
Oh, yeah, my pain's on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
Sean broke my heart. Y'all should check on me.
No, we're okay.
I'm not good, y'all.
I'm not
sad.
okay. Hey, hurt people, hurt people, Ricky.
Big sad. Sean, you mean motherfucker.
I love that he popped in here for 1 minute just to make you happy. And then
God, not even 1 minute. It was like 30 seconds.
He's like, hey, what are y'all doing? Click.
Yep. I mean, he literally said he's at work.
It's live.
Take that, bitches.
Yep.
It's like when they do the Today Show and you get that one person that's like walking by and they suddenly realize they're on live cam and they just
they have to stop and wave.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they
wave
awkwardly
and then like run off.
No, they awkwardly back out of the scene. Or what's funny when they think they're not in frame and they're just kind of standing there waiting. They're like checking. Oh shit, and then they back out. Yeah, for sure.
Good times.
All right. So Mike, you go. I'm gonna go get something to drink.
All right.
Good for you. Never stop trying.
I'm gonna get drunk. Jessica's gonna come home to the mess in the kitchen and the mess on the couch.
Are y'all seeing the size of this? Are y'all seeing the size of my drinking cup? Here, let me give you a frame of reference. This is Newport 100 sitting next to it.
That's beautiful.
That is. Oh, and in case you don't know hundreds, there's a regular size lighter next to it.
Wow.
So for everyone listening,
here's a Legend Scales grapple next.
Because everybody can see it on a podcast.
For everyone listening, it's a 32 ounce. It's a 32 ounce cup for those who.
I think it's bigger than that, dude.
It's good enough.
It's my Harley Quinn cup.
It's
7-Eleven big gulp, people.
Guys, it's 2.5 grapples. Just know
Look,
that's the title of the episode. It's 2.5 grapples.
It's my Harley Quinn cup. See, I got a drink out of her.
Let's see. What I get for Christmas? My wife got me a green screen, so that is just fucking amazing.
And yeah, I still see your ugly mug on all your videos. It's crazy.
I know. Yeah, it is. I'm still trying to work out the details on that. That's pretty much all I got for Christmas. No figures, no nothing, whatever. So I don't care.
But did you get some?
Oh, yeah, I sure did. I got a lot of. God, what else? Starting to watch that 1899 on Netflix. So, but yeah, I got like 6 episodes into it. It's kind of like a how should I put it? It's not really sci-fi, but it sort of kind of is suspense kind of sci-fi. Where this boat, this ship, it kind of looks like the Titanic comes across this SOS from another ship that's been missing for 4 months. So they go to investigate. It's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle meets Titanic meets missing people, kind of freaky deaky stuff.
It is in 1886?
1899.
Or 1899.
But then again, I heard that they're not going to be doing a season 2, so it's like, well, why watch it right now? You know, I don't want it to be, watching and, finding out it ends on a cliffhanger and then, oh, no season 2. Well, I just wasted my time.
So is this supposed to be based on the Lost Confederate Fleet or whatever that nonsense was?
I haven't the faintest idea. I think this is just totally made up story,
Okay.
But I mean, it seems pretty good, but it's like, yeah, what the hell is the point of watching it if there's not going to be a season 2? So, I don't know. I just really haven't watched a lot of stuff over the holiday season. It's just been
holy shit. Real quick pause. We got the rusty trombone in house.
That's right. We got the rusty trombone.
Two Canadians.
Damn it. See, this is why we need to set that schedule so we don't just have random pop-ins.
It's cool.
An hour and a half.
And then I started watching The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I just have not gotten through the whole movie yet. So But man, this movie is hilarious with Nicolas Cage.
It is. It really is hilarious. And it's honestly like
I still need to see
now. Now, when I go to watch, I gotta watch for all the in jokes that they'll try to put in for Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, I know, right? And then watch that Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. That was actually pretty decent for stop motion movie. I think it was about 2 hours long. It was pretty good.
Which one was
Like,
it?
really
The Del
good.
Toro?
Yeah, the Del Toro
Okay.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, I heard that one was good.
It's pretty decent. Yeah, I would probably recommend watching that if you're into that kind of
Probably
stuff.
recommend.
Yeah.
If you're into it,
Well,
I'd
I mean,
probably recommend it.
it depends. It depends on whether you're into that kind of stuff or not. So, God, what else? I mean,
So no female
If you're into hot wood on wood fun and growing noses, go see Pinocchio.
Yeah, exactly.
Showing at your
we
local
don't kink,
theater.
we don't
Oh.
kink shame around
By
here.
the way,
Rick,
guys.
I mean, he doesn't really just grow a nose; he grows
Yeah.
practically a whole tree.
Hey,
God.
Mike, let me interrupt you just for a second because I remembered the documentary series. No, because before I
No.
forget about it, shut up.
No.
It was called "Don't Pick Up the Phone."
No.
It was it was about the guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
because it's like Mike, it's like I will interrupt. Sorry, because I just remembered what the fuck it was. It's called "Don't Pick Up the Phone." It's about a guy who was scam calling, pretending to be a cop. He was calling like restaurants across the country, and he was convincing people to effectively take young, impressionable, attractive employees and strip search them and do terrible acts of things to them. And the guy was doing it all remotely over the phone, and this was happening for like 14 years or something like that.
This
before
is fucking horrible sounding.
No, it is, but that's why it was so intriguing. It's like I'd never fucking heard of this. Like, and this was happening at like across the country. And
So this is a
Yeah, I
true
think I might have heard
this
of
is,
this.
this is an absolute true story, and it
Right,
happened
yeah.
it happened in the late 90s into the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's worth watching. It's on Netflix. It's called "Don't Pick
I've
Up the
heard of it.
Phone," and
Yeah.
like it is shocking to know that this actually happened. Like and how like because they didn't have the internet in the same way we have now. They didn't have a way to communicate across borders, so to speak. And to see like cops working the case from their own individual ends, like one's in Pennsylvania, one's in like Georgia, and then like they're both working the case and they run into each other at the same point of the case. Like it's very interesting in how they tried to deal with it. So worth watch. I think it's only like 3 episodes, so it's not a super long one where they go way too long. But it is crazy to think that shit actually happened. Sorry to interrupt, but I literally just remembered.
You're not sorry at
while
all.
I was getting a beer. So now I need to drink due to Ricky.
This is my 3rd cup, man. You better grab more than one fucking beer.
Yeah.
No, I still got to
Hurry
be
up, Alki.
I still got to be functional later.
Me too. I got to cook dinner still.
Well, so do I.
Yeah. I
But
gotta get sleep.
But unlike you, my
Waking up
wife
for,
will be
like,
angry
20
when she
hours
gets
now
home.
At this point.
Mine's gonna get the D. She just doesn't know it yet.
Mine
yeah.
unfortunately can't at the moment.
Oh, womp womp.
Yep. As
And
I
you're
called her,
supposed to care because
and this is circle of trust between you, me, and everyone listening.
I was gonna say this is on a podcast, dude. You might want to
Because
note the time.
so no,
don't tell anyone, people.
No, I'm not editing this out because I found it fucking hilarious. Because I always pick on her slightly whenever she's on her period, and she brought this joke to me a long time ago where somebody referred to their significant other who was on their period as their little ketchup packet.
Oh my god,
which is fucking funny.
Oh,
So this morning,
God.
so
This is why I don't trust anyone that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die.
yes, thanks for stealing South Park's joke. So no, this
It
morning.
It makes me think
Somebody
of
100
it makes me
years
think
ago.
of my wife who I came home from going out to run an errand literally today.
Yeah.
She's having to like wipe down the cabinets because she said a Chick-fil-A packet of sauce fell on the floor and I accidentally stepped on it and it just
Yep, it just shot
I'm
everywhere.
glad. Okay.
Yeah.
Dormammu, you're a very soft-spoken, like very enunciated person, but
Yes.
you need to work on those pauses because you're like, it made me think of my wife.
Yeah.
1,
1, 2, 3.
3,
Yeah.
4.
So
And a sauce packet that she stepped on. Like if somebody stopped listening right then, they think you're super fucked up, man. You
Yeah.
gotta work
No,
on the
I was
pauses.
trying to
There
tell
was
us.
a sauce packet.
I'm trying to tell something fucked up, and Dormammu
And
was
I
trying to
stepped
usurp
on
that.
it.
with an innocent story.
All over that place.
Yeah, with an innocent story, Dormammu was trying to one up me.
The key word is sauce.
Yeah, sauce. So
It's all
basically,
about sauce.
so last night I came up with something to say to her as a reply, but like it never had the setup. So this morning she yelled at me about some stuff before going to work. Stupid, innocuous shit. She goes to work. She gets to work and she's like, "I made it to work. I love you, baby." And I said, "I love you too, Bleedy McKetchup pants."
Oh man!
So she just
my couch is available,
yeah.
dude.
So
Like, if you
no,
need-
she just no. She laughed.
Sleeping in the car tonight.
No one, because she laughed and she said, "Ha, motherfucker." And I'm like, I told her, I was like, I've been waiting to use that since last night. She's like, I bet you have. I was like, so I'm gonna start coming up with new ones every month for whenever she's being bitchy.
Pants.
Bleedy McKetchup pants.
Okay, so in our little circle of trust with everybody, that all three of you that listen, including
So
me,
us and Christine.
yeah, like my wife takes the
low road
pill thing,
and
the
you take the
pill,
hide?
and she makes her only have it. Yeah, you take the high road and I take the low. Yes,
Yep.
we are definitely tenacious D.
Thank you.
Yes. But she takes the pill, like the pregnancy pill, that lets her only have it like once every 6 months. So when she goes, and you guys know that I am not a Dragon Ball dude. But when she kicks in, I was like, oh, somebody's going Super Saiyan today. Like,
damn
because there's
Skippy.
that one time every 6 months she has to take the sugar pill that lets it kick in, and it's playing catch up for 6 fucking months.
Oh boy.
Oh my
Dude, that's fucking horrible. Jessica was on the shots
Godzilla has risen from the depths.
Still better than having to use condoms.
Yeah,
So,
Jessica,
I'm still worth it.
This is true. So Jessica was on the depot shots that basically did the same thing. Basically nuked it for like six to 10 months. And that was nice until it wasn't.
Yes.
So
and then it's like, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch.
But that also plays a part into how we're struggling to have kids because of a lot of that situation on top of everything else. So the good thing is that her period is, not to get gross, is getting more regular. Like she used to literally have anywhere from 32 to 65-day gaps. So wow. So now that she's getting within a 30-day gap, it's a good thing. So hopefully we'll be able to have kids when she gets that all ironed out. Sorry to interrupt your week with all that, Mike, but yeah, we went from Pinocchio to
two periods
to Bleedy.
Wow.
Well, if you don't tell the truth, you're gonna yeah. So get the bloody nose. You'll get the bloody nose effect.
And now that it's the new year, Canada has now banned all plastic straws and manufacturing of plastic straws.
They got to save the sea turtles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except that every bit of the replacement stuff for that
is
not better for the environment.
I'm very sorry for all your soft drinks.
Because
and coffee.
Oh, I hate those damn
and ketchup packets.
Cardboard straws.
Well, no, they didn't take away the ketchup packet plastics.
Oh yeah,
they'll just wait till they start
but
putting
if
that
you
in
use
paper.
on the ketchup packet.
And on top of that, now we have to use paper bags, at least here, from the grocery store. Which
Mike, pick a volume level.
Yeah, I can't.
You're going super high, super low. Go in the middle.
I know.
Why is Ricky turning on his camera?
I'm really trying.
Ricky got a BBTS box.
He got a box. What's in
live
the box?
live unboxing with Ricky.
So I'm gonna have to get government contraband somehow to actually have an actual real plastic straw now, I guess.
Dude, if they catch you with that shit, they're gonna put you in the gulag.
Oh yeah, they are
straw gulags.
So I'm counting on you guys to supply me, and I can sell them on the black market up here.
You does show up and hit you in the
I'll tell you what,
man.
I'll hook you up with real straws and grocery bags, but you got to hook me up with the early releases on Transformers and G.I. Joes.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you can do that really.
Plus, on top of that, I guess
Canada gets them early. Of course they can.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, I guess my figures are coming from Keith from X Transbots for the Quintus on Prosecutor. They are on the way.
Prosecutor.
Yes. Le Pulpe. So, God, I hate that name.
Yeah, it's such a stupid fucking name.
I know, right? But,
I think it's French for prosecutor.
It's
French for derpy.
Octopus. It's French for octopus. And his reasoning was, well, because you're in Canada, we're going to name it this. It's like, oh, God, really? I'm not even French. Like, God. Oh, well, whatever.
It's your fault,
So,
Mike.
I'm getting them free anyway, so it doesn't matter. G.I. Joe. Nice. So,
Man, I wish I cared about
yeah.
G.I. Joes like you guys do.
I don't.
Hey, how you
brother
doing?
That's
How very good for
racist? Question mark.
you. Oh, whatever. It'd be more racist. If
I mean,
you did it
he's from Florida. It doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
I am a Florida State University Seminoles fan, sir.
Oh, okay.
Good for you. Never stop trying.
Yeah, that's even worse than the I know a black guy. It's like
No,
I like a football team. It counts.
yeah, and but they didn't change them to the Commanders.
That's the only one. Well, that's the only non-offensive quote unquote native named, however you want to fucking put it. Whatever PC thing we're allowed to technically say.
I don't know. There's not much.
First
now.
Nation.
First, yeah, right. I always thought that was funny. Look, if Tanis doesn't want it changed, then we don't change it.
Yeah.
That's a Letterkenny reference, y'all. Either way, Mike, keep talking.
Blah 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 blah. So,
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
in all,
It's about
and
that's
so
Canadian
at
speak.
this point, yeah. So at this point, I've been up for like 18 and a half hours because I just got off the weekend shift at 12 hours a day. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, so I'm coping with that by staying up even more so. So by the time 4 o'clock my time hits, 24 hours.
Well, I
So
mean,
my question is, how come Rusty signed in and then just left himself muted?
because he realized he came in the middle of the podcast and didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt.
fuck that shit, dude. Kick in the door, Rusty.
Canadians being polite, don't want to be rude or anything.
This is not a Canadian show, sir. Kick in the
Yeah,
door.
eh?
Like, fuck you guys, I'm here.
No, this is technically a Texan show.
And my microphone's a million miles away from my face.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like,
sorry.
it's
Sorry.
fine.
See, look at him coming here
Stop
apologizing.
supporting that stereotype. God, stop saying
Well,
sorry.
hold on.
Sorry.
Since Mike is so tired, and needs to go, we'll just fill in with Rusty for the rest of the show.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
we got a customer coming back, so
Sorry for being sorry, guys.
Sorry,
that's okay. I'm sorry that you're sorry.
fucking Canada.
Fucking fake ass country.
This is why we need a schedule from here on out.
Yeah,
We'll be working on that, by the way, Rusty.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be working
Yeah,
on.
scroll up, Rusty. There was a whole
Scroll,
conversation.
scroll up.
you
There's a
missed.
whole
Oh,
conversation
God.
Yeah,
about that.
okay.
You want this to be another 3, like a 6-hour episode?
No, we don't because
Oh,
we're not.
Sean called me Dusty. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get for having a
Only-
name that's similar to something else. It's okay.
What
Call,
an interesting choice. Of
call him
words.
Shane.
Just tell him. You should tell him the only one that could ever reach you was the son of a preacher man.
Oh man, I can't forget the words. Never mind. Okay, forget it. Moving
Dusty
on.
Springfield.
But then
Dusty-
again,
yes.
you
No,
lasted
I know.
longer
I did.
than Sean, so you're doing pretty good.
What's the son of a preacher?
Almost.
I can't sing because I lost my voice during my cold last week, and I can't. Anyway,
What's the
whatever.
son of a preacher man?
That's,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
that's
that. Like
Me
that.
either, but that's because I lost my voice at birth.
Jesus.
I'm about to go lose my brain on the balcony.
Oh, gross.
You need more brew.
What?
More. You need more brew, as in beer.
I thought you said brutes.
I thought
what
he
the
said
fuck's cologne got to do with this.
I thought he said bro. I was like, what do you mean, bro?
But
What I need is a ceiling fan to be turned on. That's the thing I forgot to do.
no.
It's getting warm out now. It was only 40 degrees earlier. Now it's like 80.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Dude,
Texas
this
winters.
winter-
Here is pretty fucking cool, man.
That's awesome.
It'd be.
Remember when
like,
we were doing a
by
podcast?
your standards plus 37 Fahrenheit here?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, sure.
Kilometers.
So Mike's got to finish his day or some shit.
Mike, finish
I
your
don't
Yeah,
fucking week or something.
I'm pretty much done.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Moving on.
I don't even know. What are we moving on to? That was everybody's week.
Yeah.
Oh man, it'd be great if I was a co-host and people didn't forget the fucking fact that I existed, you pieces of shit, because I didn't do my fucking week.
Well, so many
Damn it.
people have been in and out. We kind of forgot who's done what.
No, there's
Sorry.
no we, just you.
Did
Hey.
you guys just do your week? Like you haven't even gotten to the actual topic of what you're. How long have you guys been chatting?
We don't even really have a
We didn't
topic.
even start till after
We didn't-
one because we were waiting for Damamu to show up.
Yeah. No, we've only been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a on the fly, off the cuff.
But we only got 30 more minutes of Dormammu, so we have to use our time wisely.
Yeah.
Understood.
So, or else we don't get his snarky comments.
That's why we're all talking and not him.
He's been muted for like not saying anything for like 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure he's working at this point.
Could do. Either way, go with your week.
Right, so Rusty, man, run your week, dude. You're in here. I don't know if you have
Ricky,
to pop
just
in
go.
My week was zero basically because I got sick and I lost my voice, and I was working on when were we chatting last? Like I was working on the was it last week? Because I was working on the Phantasm review and I never got it done because I couldn't record anything. I was like, I can't speak. Great, awesome. So I'm still trying to pump that out.
You still haven't finished your Phantasm review? Because your review is what made him buy the figure, so Dormammu's a fucking liar.
Oh no, that was probably my unboxing. Like I do like a quick 5-minute, rip it open and give it an initial impression, thing, and then I do a full detailed review after.
I got you.
I probably saw that.
Well, he saw that. He said that's what made him order it. So
really?
Good on your video. He said, yeah, he was bragging about it earlier. You got a big call out, even though you weren't in here.
Somebody was. Oh
yeah,
no,
we slightly promoted you.
He was talking about. Wait, he hit me up in a chat about. Oh God, which one? The Transform and Roll Out, Agent Meister.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he was talking. He was like, help me out. Do I buy that or do I buy Jive? And I was like, well. Like, there's nothing wrong with the price of Transform and Rollout. It's just more realistic. And the Jive, I don't even know yet because I still haven't gotten a chance to open the box because I'm still struggling getting through Phantasm. And
the struggle's about to be real on the Jive.
Oh man, yeah, and that's what we were chatting about before, right? Was you guys are like, do your review and then go watch Bobby's, you'll freak out. And I'm like, okay,
it's not just his. That's the problem. Is it wasn't just his. It's just his was one specific thing, and another video was a different specific thing.
Yeah.
But I want your fresh take because you touched on what my problem with it was, and I mentioned it earlier. Was the split between toy and tune instead of just making them separate. I had that issue too. So
see, and it's funny too because I was like doing up my script for Phantasm and going through all the different details, and then I suddenly realized I was like, oh shit, this thing's got that stupid Satane's logo on the side of on the arms, right, or on the body of the car, but that was never in the cartoon. So again, there's still elements of they're going for hyper tune accurate, and then they keep trickling in like the toy accurate stuff, and I'm going, guys, can you pick a lane here? Like, can you try not to appease everybody? And the other thing that I noticed with the head sculpt, I was like, oh, cool, 2 head sculpts, and then I'm again doing my review and going through the details, writing down notes, and I'm going, I can't tell the difference between these 2 head sculpts. So what are we doing here, right? And so I go back to my hashtag unnecessaries. Do I need 2 head sculpts that look almost identical to each other? Fuck no.
Could you be different?
Yeah. Could you
just the one? Or just the one?
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing that I'm going to speak about a little bit in my review. Is it so? Spoiler. But it like I had this.
That's a different figure.
If you listen to this, you don't need to bother with his review because he's about to tell you.
Because I'm about to tell everybody. But
we lost Mike.
One of the things with the head sculpt. Oh yeah, it was. I wondered if they couldn't decide between the 2 and they just went fuck it, and they threw them both in the box.
And you're talking about Phantasm?
Yeah.
The difference is the hood around his head.
No, I know, but it's so subtle.
Yeah, one's more toyetic, the other is more cartoonish.
But if it's that similar,
it's not. If you look at the original toy, the head sculpt on the toy is nothing like the cartoon.
I know the head sculpt.
No, it's like weird.
I have the original. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I scoured the internet. I was like, is this an IDW sculpt? Is this a something else that I'm not aware of? And the only thing
it doesn't even match the IDW.
No, this is it. So the only thing that I can figure is that if you look at all of the different, I even watched like a few episodes that I knew Mirage was in, right? And if you watch some of the G1 cartoons and you poke around on the internet, you'll see that his head sculpt changes just a little bit, just on the sides, just like they did with the head sculpt. So it's like they were like, oh, well, his head kept changing.
Yeah, well, in season 1, his head sculpt was this, and in season 2,
right.
You needed for that one episode.
So yeah, exactly. So they threw in an extra head sculpt just because. And what the fuck am I supposed to do with it now?
Yeah,
right.
throw it in a
Anyway,
box like all the other shit.
Exactly, drives me bananas.
Like
anyway,
if you wanted to give like a toy head sculpt, cool, that makes sense. Completely different.
Yes,
if you want to have that swap, cool.
Yeah.
But don't give something that's so similar, or make like very, very subtle facial changes, like or what was that one that Bobby did recently, where like it's like just an open mouth. I think was it the Ultra Magnus or whatever. I think one of the ones he did.
The XTB.
Yeah, there's one he did where it's like a yelling face, and that's your only other option. It's like that's kind of dumb. Like most people don't want that much of an expressive face, but like Starscream, you kind of want a smirk. You know, you want something. Megatron, there's a couple different faces like you'd want for Megatron.
You want the laughing face for sure.
Yeah, you want the laughing face, and you want like the straightforward angry face. Yeah. But like a lot of them, who gives a fuck? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna get the butt prime face on your Ironhide?
Why not? I would take it.
Yeah. See, and I kept thinking back to Acoustic Wave because they did such an excellent job in giving us the option of either cartoon accurate or toy accurate just by changing out a few panels. Well, why couldn't you do the same thing?
Well, that's because it wasn't Fans Toys. That was Robot Paradise.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, that's like it was. That's like it was Zeta. I mean, Moon Studios. Studio 01.
Oh, so I just heard something recently that wasn't really Zeta, the Moon Studios. What it was a Zeta design sold to another company.
Moon Studios, I mean, Zeta didn't build it, but Zeta did it.
They designed it. Yeah.
So I mean, like Bobby talked about that, where they're basically. I mean, like those stupid new ships, those are 100% Toy World / Zeta compatible, which means somebody there more than likely designed that, but it didn't fit what Zeta wanted to do, so they just sold it off to whatever that company's called. So now they're making their big, ridiculous warship combiner thing, you know, which is probably going to be kind of cool. I've seen like the second one they've shown off now, which is actually pretty cool with I think it's the Yamato class battleship, which is pretty sweet, but like I don't know, I don't need that thing compared to like an official Transformers dealie. I need that Cybertron Primus figure that's coming from 01.
But you did, you know, rolling back a little, you did get a shout out earlier. You know, Dormammu said he watched your video and that helped him made up his mind. So we made sure we plugged you at the Rusty Trombone so that people would go look at your videos.
We did say to go look at the Rusty Trombone.
So they would Google it and find you.
You're not going to find anything pleasant when you Google out Rusty Trombone. What else I do? I fixed up the wife's 2009 Outback that has 300,000 kilometers on it. We were talking about mileage. Remember we were talking about mileage?
Kilometer.
Anyway,
mileage.
I had a decided. So anybody that's ever driven a Subaru headlights are garbage.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, you know what? I'll upgrade the wife's headlights to LED bulbs so that
triple D.
They're actually projecting up the road a bit, you know, a little bit brighter. I don't care if I'm burning out everybody else's retinas, but that's what I decided to do. And I ordered these things, and they, you know, on Amazon, they came in a day later, and I had no idea how much bigger. Warning for everybody: if you're buying LED bulbs, make sure they actually fit your car, because these they have like a big fan on the back of them.
Yeah,
right?
It's a cooling thing.
Well, yeah, so it'll fit into the actual housing, but then the dust and moisture cover that's supposed to go on the back of your bulb, well, now it doesn't fit.
No, of course
so
not.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for telling me that this actually fit my car, because you know you do the whole pick your vehicle guide thing, and of course that's always 100% accurate. So I had to box it all up and send it all back and just get regular halogen bulbs, which I'm hoping are a little bit brighter. But
they're a little bit. Yeah.
That was fun.
Now, are they shitty?
Yeah, no, I took 2 tries for the internal LEDs on our Ascent for me to get the right size.
Yeah,
those are just the internal ones.
Yeah, I managed to find a set that is apparently specific to the model Outback that we have, but
wait, is that the 09?
Yeah, and it's only available in the US, and of course they don't ship to Canada. So fuck you.
Well, you guys have that whole smuggling trick.
Yeah, we have the smuggling.
Drive 4 hours to go get some new headlights.
Exactly. So I just didn't want to.
You mentioned the blinding them with LEDs, and it made me think of something that I want to point out to all 3 of y'all who listen to this, including myself.
And Christine.
You can fucking dial in your fucking headlights when they're in LEDs, non-LEDs. It doesn't matter. Pull up on a flat surface to a fucking wall, and there's little Allen hexes at the top of and the side of your fucking headlights.
Yeah.
Put them on regular and use those to adjust so that they're not shining right in somebody's fucking eyes while they're driving. I hate that shit.
There are inspection stations that can do this for you. You just pay them a minimal fee, and they will align your headlights for you.
I can't fucking stand that because I have super sensitive eyes. I have 20/18 vision. So night vision for me is really high, and I hate driving at night because even the slightest bit out of place, it's like somebody's driving daggers into my eyes.
I'm blind as hell, so it's good for that. No, I live in the land of every jacked up Chevy truck in history. So, I drive my small ass car to work, and everyone's headlights are exactly at mirror height, or if not higher. There's no way for me to, so they roll up with their fucking LEDs on, not even on bright. They're like on fucking just cruising mode. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. But if they actually turn them on, it's daylight, even if it's fucking 2 a.m. Yeah. And that is annoying as hell.
Yeah, but and apparently the LEDs are even worse. Right.
Yeah.
So so Ricky, like you said, like even doing the adjustment of your headlights, apparently the LEDs are even more piercing. Right. I don't know if you've ever, looked at an LED light before, but shit, it hurts. So
I mean, I do all the time.
Yeah,
because I'm on camera. I have the LED ring right here, so
right,
I literally
and you just look up and you're like, fuck.
Its lowest setting leaves me fucking seeing a ring for at least 4 hours after I'm done with the stream. And then I'm using LED bulbs in my review set, and I'm not even looking directly at them, but that definitely fucks with my rods and cones after 2 hours behind the fucking thing.
Yeah, for sure. What else? And I managed to pull out the cabin air filter, which was a disgusting mess. Whoever owned this thing, whoever owned this thing before me never changed it. Like it's one of the worst.
Hey, at least you have one.
it was.
I don't have one. My car's so old they didn't have one in there.
Oh, really?
You have to modify it. You have to like cut shit open and stick one in to even make it work.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's
what she said.
Yep.
I hope not.
But it did explain why the inside of my the Outback's windshield was a disgusting mess when I cleaned it off, because I was like, why is there this oily film on my windshield? Oh, maybe I should check the cabin air
smoked in it for a million years.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, maybe I should check the cabin air filter. Pull the cabin air filter out. I'm like, oh, a dead rat. Awesome. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, that too. Have you got a dead bird in the air filter box yet? In the air intake box. That's a good one right there. When you get small dead animals sucked up in there and then they suffocate because they get stuck against your air filter for a year.
Exactly. Anyway, so that was fun. But I did watch. Wife and I watched The Glass Onion, which was.
I talked about that earlier.
Oh, did you? Okay, so cool.
It was a disappointment.
Oh, really? You didn't like it? I thought.
But no, I liked it, but it was a disappointment.
Yeah. Okay.
I said it was fine, but not good.
It was. It's entertaining enough.
Have you watched The Menu?
No, I did see
it's better.
That. Is it? Okay.
It's the better version of Glass Onion.
Okay. Yeah.
It's surprisingly similar.
By the way, has anybody watched Everything Everywhere All at Once? I keep hearing people
a couple people here.
Yeah, that was on my top 10 list.
I think Dormammu watched it.
Oh, right. You said it was on your top 10. Right. Okay. Yeah. So
and I think Mike did too, but Mike's
definitely
gone now.
To check that out. And you keep hearing Bobby and the guys talking about The White Lotus, which apparently my wife has watched and says it's fantastic. But I tried to, she had it on in the background sort of thing. Yeah. And I kept looking up and going, this is an odd show.
I think that's one you're going to have to be involved in.
Yeah,
it's not a passive watch.
Season. It's interesting, but it's not a passive. You definitely have to be paying attention to it.
Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to The Last of Us. I'm hoping it's not another Walking Dead.
Me too. I'm
more interesting.
My worry is that it can't live up to what came before. Like trying to directly adapt a really good, basically playable movie to a series. Is going to be hard, like, because you're used, and I said this the other day in our chat. I said, look, we're used to the faces, we're used to the voices, we're used to how everything looks. The first thing anybody's going to say is he doesn't look like the right character. She
doesn't look good.
No,
I don't know who that actress is, but she doesn't.
That's the one. She was the one from Game of Thrones, like the last couple seasons. She was the really cool, like bitch ass little girl who was ruling over the Bear Island. Like
I mean, I know who the actress is, but she doesn't look like Ellie to me.
No, she doesn't look like Ellie at all, because wasn't Ellie voiced by now Elliot Page on the first game?
I know we talked about that, but it wasn't that. I think we looked it up. It was a different game where she did.
I thought she did it in the first game, but maybe I'm wrong.
because I know there was one where it was like directly her voice capture and her mocap capture, and it wasn't.
I know The Last of Us 2 was somebody else, but for some reason I always thought that it was Ellen Page. In my mind, it was Ellen Page, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I thought so too, but I thought we looked it up and I was wrong.
I don't think we did, but I'm going to do it now anyways. Just to actually be confirmed one way or the other, because I don't know.
I think that's probably it for my week, other than I'm completely addicted to Marvel Snap on my phone, like I mentioned before.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
I can't stop playing it, and I really should. But anyway, that's my boring life.
I love how the cast of this show has dwindled. By the
like
end.
It keeps changing. Like we started, like it's funny as we started with one Canadian, now we're on a whole different Canadian.
So for those paying attention, hold on. We started me, Ricky, Mike, and then Dormammu came in. Sean popped in for 5 seconds, and then Rusty popped in an hour
Sean
later.
Dropped out. Yeah, Sean dropped out,
and then Rusty comes in an hour and 15 minutes into it, and then we lose Mike and Dormammu.
And then Dormammu just dropped out,
and Mike didn't give us a bye.
Yeah, fucking assholes,
fucker. And then you got to go here any minute now, Ricky.
I'm riding it out, man. I'm a team
no, it's
player,
fine.
Dude.
No, it's fine. But it's just funny.
I still haven't done my week yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's the fucked up thing. We got on the. Why did you give it to Rusty when you hadn't done yours?
Because I'm a good host, man. I want to sandwich it. Like I think we should sandwich them. Like you start, I finish with everybody else in between. I like that.
Well, originally it was supposed. The idea was I was supposed to finish because I am the main host. So we'll change it up. But we went away from that plan fairly quickly.
So I go first and you can go last. I don't care. I just think we should sandwich.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How dare you? How dare you add structure to this podcast?
No, so due to the fact that we have at least 5 mains that will come on this show from now on, we're going to be working out a schedule so we don't have these weird days like what happened today.
Correction, there's 2 mains, 2 backup mains, and like 3 rotational peoples.
Yeah, well we have people who will be guests. Rusty wants to play at third chair like Mike and Dormammu too.
I think Rusty's moved past a guest.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He makes himself available.
No, that's what
I would put him up there.
No, that's what I'm saying. So for the inner workings, it's basically like I'm the main host, Ricky's my and then the third chair is going to be a rotation between Rusty, and Dormammu. In the future, and then we'll have guests on either because somebody can't fill in or because we want a 4th person, but we don't want to have like a chaotic show where we've got 7 people trying to talk over each other.
I'm okay with chaos. I'm okay with that. Bring that shit.
I
know where I got these scars. I'm down with chaos.
But it just makes it awkward.
No.
It
makes see what I did there? See what I did there?
Okay, you see how you just bumped yourself back down to rotational procedure? You can't have 2 people in the same level that want to say that.
You got bumped down to we'll call you status?
Yeah. We got you. We're going to go Alan, Jerry, you now.
I'm going to go for Joe more than Rusty now.
For those of you still listening, if you'd like to see more or hear more of the Rusty Mechanic,
God damn it.
Comment down below.
Man, plug. That's the only reason why he comes on our show is to plug his show.
No, he said comment down below. He didn't plug. He said comment. And actually, yes, we do need comments because that's how we feed the algorithm.
Yeah, please feel free to comment. Tell Rusty go fuck himself. We ain't got time to Google Rusty Bones.
Don't feed the algorithm.
Vote on which Canadian we should keep on as the main host.
By the way, speaking of Canada, I forgot. That's what I was doing last week. I was watching the International Ice Hockey Federation World Junior Hockey Championships, and guess who won?
Canada.
Team Canada.
Cool. Who gives a fuck?
Canada.
Who gives a fuck?
Just guessing.
I know it was Canada because he put hashtag Team Canada in the chat, and he's like, "Sorry guys, you're my enemy for the next 3 hours."
Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right.
And the final score was like 1-0 or some bullshit.
So Ricky, now that we've had bathroom talk, go ahead and finish out the show for us with your week.
My week would be pretty simple. Hung out with the kiddos. We rocked some more on Need for Speed Payback that they got for Christmas. They've been enjoying that. I didn't know they were into racing games, and I really used to love Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. So it's fun to do those again because I haven't done them in years.
I have to look at that one. I don't remember if I played Payback or not.
It's pretty fun. It's obnoxious. There's times when I'm like, dude, my car is a level 399. How is your car at a level 120 keeping up with me? Like at all?
Yeah.
And then there's other times where I'm a $3.99 and somebody's a $3.80 and I fucking smoke them, and I'm doing the same shit.
Get them the burnout. Get them the burnout collection. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for them to update Underground 1 and 2, and I would fucking get those.
Remaster them. Just remaster. Yeah, those games are great.
I would fucking play the shit out of those games again.
Dude, I had like a 250 mile an hour S2000 on that damn game.
Mine was the Skyline. My Skyline was fucking unstoppable. In this Payback though, they have it broke up. You have racers, runners, drifters, draggers, and all this stuff.
I may have played this then.
And you can only play certain cars. Like I have 2 Skylines. One's a runner and one's a drifter. But I haven't got a Skyline unlocked for any of the other shit. So I have to use other cars and blah, blah, blah. And I hate that, dude. I'm very OCD. So I want to build my one car. I want it to look one certain way. And I want to fucking use it in all the races.
That's a car guy thing. How many times can I redress the same car for a different purchase?
Yeah. Like I just want. And the thing is, the 2 Skylines I have are 2 different Skylines. One's the 94 Skyline, so it has that old kind of boxy BMW kind of body.
The R33 and the R32, R34.
And then I got the 99, the fucking Need for Speed Underground, the fucking Fast and Furious.
That's 34.
The R-Type. Yeah, like I got the nice one, and that one's only for drifting. I'm like, well, fuck you guys. So I got to use an Audi for dragging, and I got some fucking something else for something else. I'm like, whatever, dude.
I'm surprised you don't have a Sylvia for drifting, but okay.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's fun. Like it's really like I'm having fun with the kids because they're really enjoying it. And so I've been doing that with them. If you've listened to the show for any prolonged period of time, you will have caught, or at least if you were intelligent, I would hope you have caught
our listeners.
I make a lot of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references. Like I'll use it a lot because that is one of my favorite book series, and I love Douglas Adams' writing skills and his humor. And so I make them a lot, and I made one the other day, and my kids asked what was it in reference to, and I explained it to them, and so they wanted to watch the movie. So I sat down with them and I watched the Hitchhiker's Guide movie. I still love it. I know a lot of people dump on it and trash it, and it's not the same. It's not the same. If you were a true Hitchhiker's fan, you would understand it's supposed to not be the same.
By the way, I did want because you posted that in our thing. I think it might have been on Hulu. They have the original BBC series. Yeah. I was like, so if you want to see how they did that shit back in like the 70s and 80s.
I've seen it, and I've listened to the old vinyls. Like when I was a kid, my friend's dad had the vinyls of the radio show, and it's completely different. Like it's the same characters, the same general outline, but they literally change everything else in between, and it was done on purpose, not for a reason. It was done on purpose. Like Douglas Adams didn't want it to be a rehash of the same shit.
Yeah, every version is different to a degree,
and it's on purpose. It's done on purpose, and that to me is more of that guy's humor and his genius. Is it's strictly done that way on purpose. And we were at my oldest is part of like the Mathletes League. They had their first big.
That's not a real sport.
They had their first meet this past weekend. His team scored second.
How many goals?
I want to say it was 7 or 8 other teams. But it was like the team that beat them was nuts, dude. They had a 10-year-old on their team who had like a 170 IQ. He's in Mensa already. He's bypassing middle school, going straight from elementary to high school. Like he is a Sheldon, like in real life. And that's the team that beat them. Other than that, they were smoking everybody. So it was really, really cool, really fun. Like my one kid's very athletic. This one's very cerebral. So it's fun to actually get to do something with them, because I always feel bad because baseball goes for a long period of time and there's a lot of money put into it, a lot of time put into it. And I've told them all the time, I'm like, I feel bad because I feel like I'm doing so much for Isaac and I don't feel like we're doing anything for you. And he came to us at the beginning of the year and said he wanted to do this, and this was their first meet, and it was really fun. Like it was cool to go in there and see them do that. It was like a trivia contest type setup with like double eliminations. It was really fun, and they did really good. And I was super proud of them. So I got to do that with them, and then we had these people I grew up with, their mom and my mom were best friends when they were in high school. So we've literally grown up our whole lives together. So they're like family to me. And so it was my niece Eliana's 10th birthday. We got to go to her birthday party. We
happy
had that
birthday
fun this weekend.
to Eliana.
Yeah, happy birthday. It's blowing my mind. And you know, her mom Sarah was like, oh my god, because my oldest walked up and stood right next to her and is taller than her, and he's only 12. He's about to be 13 this month, and it's blowing my mind that he's about to be 13 and he's tall as shit. But we had fun doing that. So we did the Mathlete, we did that, we did Hitchhiker's Guide, we played games. My oldest is killing Pokemon.
Close up that gap on that statement.
Yeah.
My oldest is killing. Pause.
Well, I had to remember which one because we got one Violet and the other one Scarlet, the Pokemon games for Christmas. So
you told Dormammu to work on his pauses.
That's just how Dormammu works. I'm drunk. I'm like half a bottle of Jameson into it. So he got Violet, and I think he told me there's 400 total Pokemon you can get, including ones where you have to like cross swap with other games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's got like shinies and silvers and this, that, and another versions of everything. He's got 330 or 320 of the Pokemons available in the game already out of 400. And I'm like, God bless America. He's grinding on it. I'm not a Pokemon guy, so I
gave up the Sun and Moon.
I impressed them because I do listen. I'm very observant. I do hyper focus and I hyper listen to people, and my brain files stuff away. So Pokemon's not my thing because it bypassed me. We've talked about it before. I aged out. I was a senior in high school, I think, when Pokemon became a big thing over here. So it was never my thing, and I never really had friends that were into it, so I never got into it. But he's really into it, and I listen when he talks about it. When those two get to nerding out with each other about Pokemon, I do listen. Like, I give him a hard time about it. I'm like, that's dumb, this is crap, let's go watch Batman. I give them stuff like that, just busting their balls, but I do listen. So when they say something, they're like, oh, I got such and such, and I'm like, oh, you mean the one that turns into such and such? And the like, you could just see their minds are blown that I know that shit. I'm like, why? Yeah. I'm like, dude, I listen when y'all talk. Like, it's not like I don't pay attention. It's like, and I've told them, I was like, 90 to 95% of what I know about Pokemon, I've learned strictly from them. Like, I know none of it from prior. And he's super excited about that. I think Pokemon is his jam.
I think they're up to like, overall, I think it's something like 1,100 Pokemon now.
Like different characters?
I mean,
yeah,
sure.
Like since the beginning, because this is like generation, I think this is generation 10 or 11. So
yeah, it's been around since late
the
90s.
Right? So so every time they add at least 100.
Yeah.
So the original 151, and then they just go from there.
Ricky, do not let your kids get engaged in Magic the Gathering, for the love of God. That is,
I mean, if they want to get into it, they get into it, because I did X-Wing tabletop. I have a bunch of the models and
different
the cards and stuff.
Very different.
And
it's so competitive and so soul crushing. Oh my God.
And the collecting aspect the collecting aspect of MTG is absurd.
Yeah,
not just the gameplay part. Yeah,
no, but it's the collecting aspect because of the gameplay, because everybody wants that card.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm not a big Magic guy, and I heard about that $1,000 set
that was nothing.
Or whatever.
That's nothing. That's not even non-usable cards. But if you go into
it gets worse. It gets worse. I was listening to Joe talk about it on Nerd Rage. It's not only are they unusable because they're backed differently, but they're still a blind bag. You don't even know if you're getting good ones, and still mine it up with shit.
Yeah, that's the biggest horse shit. Yeah. $1,000.
It's not like you're paying $1,000 and guaranteed to get these cards. It's $1,000 and you might get these cards.
If it was $1,000 for that original complete set in a frame with a back that you can't use, cool. But to blind bag that shit is so stupid.
Could you imagine paying $1,000 and getting shit? Like, I would, man. I would find Hasbro.
I bought a car before. Yes,
I mean, I'm
but
saying,
have
like,
something with zero value. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you are that involved in it, I mean, we've heard Joe talk about it. I mean, we need to get Joe on here to talk about it a little bit more. I feel like he holds back on Nerd Rage. Like, I feel like there's topics Joe doesn't go into just because he feels like it's kind of like Pinkerton with cars. He doesn't really do it on Nerd Rage. You know, it's like, but like those are like, come on here where we talk about other things. We're not really limited and just let loose on the shit you'd like to say. Like, I want to hear Joe like openly really talk about like his deck building and stuff.
Yeah, I could see you could dedicate an entire episode to a topic like that, because I mean, even like I just casually said about, you know, I'm trying to do my Phantasm review, and also my brain just started racing because all of a sudden I just wanted to spew out all the stuff that I put down on paper over the last week, right, about the notes that I want to speak about in the review, and I could just go off on Transformers and just fill this entire podcast. It'd be the same thing with like you said, right, with Pinkerton and Magic and or sorry, Joe with Magic, Pinkerton with cars. Like if you let them off the leash, your podcast is toast. Like that episode.
No, because I'm a jack of all trades, so like I'm down for that. Like I know a lot about cars. I know a little about Magic. I know a good amount about Pokemon. I know a lot about gaming. All these other things. It's like I've done a little bit of everything. The one time I played Magic the Gathering, it was like an hour and a half long match against my buddy who had also never played. He bought a couple of starter decks, and he just wanted to get into it. And I whooped his ass by only having a basic knowledge of how these games work. Like, I'd never seen the game. Well, I'd seen the game. I'd never played the game. Didn't know the rules. I'm literally reading my cards as they come out, like formulating a plan as the shit's happening because I don't know what's in this fucking deck. And I ended up completely destroying him because I paid attention to the point that I start correcting him on his fucking moves 3/4 of the way through it. It's like, nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. It's like, and then if you do that, I'm going to do this. Are you sure you want to do that? It's like, and that's just one game. It's like, and I told friends of mine, like, because like I'll get a little obsessive sometimes when it comes to those things, and I'll go whole hog for like at least a year. So like I didn't want to get into Magic the Gathering. I got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I got into Yu-Gi-Oh really hard. You know, when it was still really new, until the point where like they phased out everything I knew, and then like I couldn't fucking keep up. You know. And then like with Magic the Gathering, it's such a dense fucking game. Like I couldn't see myself doing it, but I had friends who tried to get me into doing D&D, and I'm like, no. And they're like, why? Because you don't understand what will become of me if I get into doing that. They're like, just come be our dungeon master for one session. I'm like, no. Like,
man,
it's like,
okay.
They wanted me to. Because they had a thing, but they lost their dungeon master at least for a bit. And I'm like, just come be our dungeon master. I was like,
why didn't one of them just step up and be dungeon master?
Because they were in a campaign and they didn't want to lose the role there.
You can't be the dungeon master if you're in
the campaign. So I'm like. It's like, you guys don't understand. It's like, it's a passive thing for you. For D&D, that will not be a passive thing for me. It's like, that will be something I will jump into wholeheartedly as a creative type. Like, like if I were to, I could create if I knew all the rules and shit of how things worked, if I went into it, could definitely easily create, you know, ridiculous campaigns and go whole hog and just devote hours upon weeks of shit into that if I allowed myself. And like, it's like, no, I know how I am. I'm not going to do that. And I've had to tell multiple people who wanted me to jump in on their D&D or other type of tabletop games like that in that session. I'm like, no. It's like, because I know where I get obsessive, and I won't do that. Sorry. It's like, sounds like a lot of fun until I go off the deep end. You know, it's like, that's nothing I can do passively or just jump in and casually do. Sorry. It's like, I'll stick with my casual stuff because my deep end self worries me.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon Go, for instance. I went, like, when Pokemon Go first came out, I got obsessive fucking compulsive, and it was affecting my everyday life. Like that, like you with that Marvel game you're obsessed with. Like, yeah, that's not even close to what Pokemon Go does. Or maybe it is, and I'm just don't know.
No, I mean, I'm sure it probably is, and I think Magic is probably even worse than that.
Yeah, but it was literally like I was routing my way to and from work to maximize the amount of Pokestops and gyms that I could hit without really delaying anything. I was leaving the house 15 minutes earlier to make sure I had time for that. I was doing it while at work, which was incredibly dangerous, which is one reason why they changed it where you can't do shit while you're moving in a car, that kind of stuff. Unless, there's ways around it, but still. But I still have friends who are playing to this day. Like, we'll go to the brewery and they'll be sitting there and they'll be hitting any gyms. We were out at Wildfire Meadery way out in the boondocks. And they said that, hey, right down the road, there's a gym event going down. There's a raid happening. And they literally got up and walked half a mile to go in middle of nowhere country. Walked half a mile down the road to go like get as close as they could without having to go all the way there to participate in the fucking raid. I was like,
so
okay.
Change the subject real quick.
Yeah.
Note to self, Jameson with Dr. Pepper is not as good as Jameson with Coke.
I would see that. Yeah, too sweet.
Why anything with Dr. Pepper is?
Nope, not true.
I've been on a Dr. Pepper kick recently.
Vodka and Dr. Pepper actually works pretty good.
Yeah, like I just grabbed a Dr. Pepper that I happened to have left over from work and kind of mixed it together, and I was like, it's all right. But then I just made a Jameson and Coke on my third one, and man, I don't know if it's because I'm drunk or just because it tastes better with Coke. Because that shit.
No, it does.
Good.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's because Dr. Pepper is so different from other colas flavor wise that it does matter what alcohol you put in it. I agree.
No.
So that's not just.
And Alan, you're wrong. Jameson is amazing. Go fuck yourself.
I still need to go get some Redbreast on his recommend. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
I'm not drinking any of that fancy shit till he comes here and I drink all his liquor because I'm gonna welcome him to America the proper way is drink all his fancy shit and send him home with nothing.
What, you think he's going to bring anything with you?
Oh, he said he's bringing fancy shit with him.
We'll see.
Who's this?
Alan.
Oh, Al? Oh, okay, cool.
Alan.
Yeah. Last time we talked, he was talking about that, yeah. I still want to bring up some stuff that was brought up in one Zoom call to Alan, and I want to know, because he was really drunk at the end of that one. I want to ask him about some of the things he said when he was very drunk, and I want to know a little bit more.
Alan's awesome. I love Alan.
I love Alan too. That's why I really want to get in. I need to find him elsewhere to be able to chat with him instead of only doing it via Discord or a Patreon.
Yeah.
So
I got him on Facebook.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit. I'll go through. I'll find him there too because I need to add him on Facebook. Then I just added Rusty while we were talking, so that he. Oh
shit! I guess I got to go friend that one. So now I got to decide which Canadian I'm
that
on my
one
friends list because that's way too many.
Only one Canadian per American.
You got to bump the other Canadian.
Well, then
out.
Both of y'all are out because I already had a Canadian friend before.
Well, you can only have two.
Okay.
So, oh damn it!
Well, Mike and Rusty fight it out.
Shit, do I have more Canadians? I think I do. I think I have other Canadians.
Oh shit! Yeah, because you got like Christine and all them on there. Yeah.
No, I don't have. Negative. No, Christine's not a friend. No. Christine's a follower. No. Christine messages me on the SHOKY account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Denise. Denise is actually local. Denise actually just lives on the other side of Houston. So like we've been like side talking about like just like meeting.
Is that the one who bought our stuff, or is it Christine?
That's Laura. Laura bought our stuff. Yeah. So Laura's the one who buys all the merch. Christine's the one who watches.
She's in Canada too, right?
No, Christine's in Canada.
And which one? Where's Laura at? I thought she was Canada too.
No. Shit. If you hadn't asked, I would know. I know where she's at, but I can't think of it because like there's a lot of my subscribers are really spread out. Yeah, I know she's in America, but I know she's definitely not there because there's some people who are in Colorado. There's a lot of people who are more East Coast. Southeast Coast area, but not like Florida. Somebody is in Florida, but I don't remember who it is.
It's me, you piece of shit.
No. One of my followers. You're not one of my followers.
You say a lot of your subscribers like you have more than 5.
Yeah. Well, the ones from the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, the ones who also listen to this show, they're pretty good. They're always in my live chats and stuff like that. Christine and Denise are always in the live chats. Like Jessica and Denise have like taken up a side friendship almost like through the chat. Like it's
nice.
You just have to be there to experience it because it's just kind of funny. Because most of my subscribers from my React channel are older ladies. And some older guys like John Tucker. He just moved from Minnesota to Thailand. And I should say he moved back to Thailand. He was there for quite some time. He got tired of how expensive everything was over here, and he finally afforded to move back to Thailand. So I was like, okay, that's fucking random. So last Friday's live stream, he was joining us. It was like 9 a.m. for him, and it's 9 p.m. for us. And he was having a good old time.
So he's from
He's American.
Or?
No, he's
Okay.
American, but he for I don't know if he was stationed there or whatever life circumstances got him to Thailand, but he said he loved it because everything is like so ridiculously cheap, and it's just a nice place to live. And he's like I can't wait to go back. And then like so he just went back over the New Year's time frame. I was like, cool, like that's interesting. It's like one of the first Americans who have talk to me from that side of the globe. Usually it's actually just people who are from, that area, Japan or the Philippines or something like that. Randomly.
I also just figured out the title for this episode. It's "You Get a Shout Out," and "You Get a Shout Out," and "You Get a Shout Out."
No, I figured it out earlier. I forgot, but I'll have to re-listen because I forgot to write it down in the moment. But
was it Bleedy McKetchup Pants?
Bleedy McKetchup Pants. No, there was another one before that for sure, but that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. But no, I do think that
the Rusty Mechanic and Bleedy McKetchup Pants. And
we
the
can't
Rusty
keep
Mechanic
putting you in the fucking title.
Come on.
Yeah. Although a lot of people did watch the Rusty Mechanic or Indiana Jones and the Rusty Mechanic. A lot of people watched that one. So that's good. So either way, I think that's a good place to wrap up. Oh, well, I guess if Ricky didn't talk about
I guess I'm done with my fucking week, you assholes.
Did you do anything else this week, Ricky?
I mean, it doesn't matter. We're wrapping up now.
Well, wrap up with what you got. I just thought about that. It's like you didn't even talk about anything you got. You just talked about your kids doing mathletes.
And Pokemon.
And Pokemon. Sorry, I forgot about the Pokemon. It's focusing on the math.
I always focus on my kids. That's always the most important thing.
We know.
I got in some GI Joes.
Oh, cheers to you getting a new job.
Yeah, I haven't talked about that online, but yeah.
Well, it's still got a delay on that.
Yeah. Starting a new job Monday. Next week, a week from today. Appreciate it. Let's see. I got in. Did I talk about all the legends I got in last time?
I don't think so. You've seen.
Okay,
you
so
sent us things,
Okay, so Brink, who if he's not busy doing a podcast, I'll give him a shout out. He'll get that.
You get a shout out. You get a shout
out. He had actually tried out a third-party sales company or whatever that I've heard of. Like a lot of us have probably heard of them, but I've never heard of anybody that used them. So I always thought they were sketchy. That I do it as a running gag. Every time I talk about it, I change what the name of it is. It's actually Bumbusbee, but every time I talk about it, I'll change it. It'll be like Rumble's Knees or kind of sneeze, or I'll always purposely change what it's called. Somebody be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then he'll have to come in and correct me. So I do it on purpose because it's funny to me. But he had ordered something from them. It came in good to him. Like he didn't have any issues. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll give it a whack. And I ordered from them. I got the Iron Factory Astro Train, and I got the New Age Grapple and Inferno, and then the Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee 2-pack. 0 issues, so they will get some of my business in the future. They have a lot of stuff, not just Transformer related stuff too, and they have them at really good prices. It's just kind of like SHOKY, you're gonna wait 3 weeks to get them. It's one of those you save some money, but you better have patience to match it. So I got those in. They are great figures. Like this, I have such a blast with these, the Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper, because they're so small and tiny. Like it's the only.
Oh, that's right. Because you didn't have those before.
No.
Yeah, they are the only time fucking small.
Like it's the only time I've ever given my wife permission to call my stuff cute. I'm like, okay, fine, you can call these cute, because I had them both in the palm of my hand in car mode, and they're like little tiny dinky things. And she's like, oh my god, they're so cute. I'm like, okay, now don't ever say that about my collection again. But they are pretty cool little figures. But this Grapple and Inferno mold for these legend scales, like I have such a blast with them, flipping them back and forth. It kills me that Takara is the only masterpiece scaled Grapple and Inferno that's figured out how to tuck all that extra shit into the chest. If you look at XTB, and they make great figures, I'm not hating on them because I have a masterpiece collection. XTB does a fine job with like their Grapple and Hauler and their Inferno and stuff. It's a great mold, but that whole entire ladder or whole entire hook or whole entire hose contraption is just hanging off their back. You can actually use it to help prop your figure up if you need to.
It's a
These
third
little
leg.
these little 4-inch fucking legends have figured out a way to fold it all up and fit it in the chest. It's crazy to me that they can do it and a masterpiece can't.
See, this is the thing I keep talking about with legend scale stuff that I keep like. I'm so scared I'm gonna get sucked into legends like a lot.
Oh, it's a fucking hole, dude.
I'm so glad I don't have to
and,
do MPs and legends.
Because every time that I put my hands on a legend scale figure, I do the exact same thing that you just did, Ricky. I'm like, I don't understand the engineering here. How the hell did they take such a small scale figure and cram all of that transformation engineering into it and make it look so neat and tidy and it's easy and it, you know,
well, and then you
let's say
well, you look at one from we'll look at Megatron and then you go ew. But then you look at something like that where it's like, holy shit.
And I'm going to turn my camera on because this is the cliff jumper from XTV or from New Age.
Yes.
I have the X Transpots version and it has the skis and all that stuff. But watch this.
They magnetize onto the wheels.
Yeah, it's fucking magnetized. It magnetizes to the fucking wheel. Fuck that whole contraption where you got to jam it on the bottom. It's crazy to me that a masterpiece can't figure that out. But
by the way, speaking of magnets, have we ever figured out why RC has magnetized feet? Has that not been revealed yet?
Which RC?
The
New Age.
Oh, by the way,
has magnets on her feet.
We haven't even talked about all the new reveals of shit, like the New Age fucking Omega Supreme that was dropped this weekend.
Oh my god, I want it.
Dude, that thing, I want it. Okay, I'm weird. Like, I'm not. Scale doesn't matter to me the same as it does everybody else. Like, it doesn't have to fit a chart or something. It just has to, in my head, it has to make sense. So I am 1000% keeping my Fans Toys Omega Supreme to go with my Legends figures because in my head, that scale makes sense. This thing's a fucking huge spaceship that they all have to climb into. Yeah. It makes sense to me that he's that big, goddamn big.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why I'm keeping like the Toy World Devi and the DX9 Minosaur. Like combiners should be fucking huge compared to the individual bots. They did mass shifting. It's not these 6 foot tall bots stood on each other's shoulders and became a 13-foot combiner. It's they mass shifted up stories. So that makes sense to me. But I want that New Age Omega Supreme because one, it's fucking cool looking. Like it looks like it has brand new engineering. I like that little how they did the arms, how it's a one piece and it kind of slides into the back. Like that's new engineering, so it interests my brain. And they put motorized fucking parts into the goddamn tank. It drives around the fucking track, and it's a legend scaled figure.
Why?
It's
totally unnecessary, and it lights up. Totally unnecessary
because the G1 toy did it.
That's nostalgia, buddy. Yeah,
I know, but literally, like 1000%. In a scale that nobody, well, except for like one other company, has done an Omega Supreme. And that was whatever Dragon from many years ago, which is more of an IDW sort of version.
Yeah, but my thing is okay. So I've already talked about him. Brink. He's big into. He calls it sticky. He loves the clear versions of everything. He collects the clear sets. Like he has a massive.
Hate those.
He has a massive clear version of Legends figures. And I told him, I was like, if they make, which I mean, it's New Age, they probably will.
They will.
If
100%.
they make a clear version of this Omega. I want a video from you of that tank driving because I want to watch the gears and stuff work inside of it while it drives around. My brain is fascinated by that. Like I want to see it happening.
Yeah.
So I will probably end up getting one just for flipping back and forth, fuck around capabilities, but it will not be like part of a display.
But
set,
see, if I get one, because I've got the Toy World. No, I'm sorry. I've got Scorponok fighting Omega Supreme. I know that scale doesn't work, but that's how I organized it. But I've got the Toy World Devi on the other side fighting Superion with the legends all around his feet. But then I have the New Age Devi up on my New Age Decepticon shelf. So like I've got mix of scales. So like where the fuck am I supposed to put that Omega Supreme if I get it? Because I know he's supposed to scale with that Devastator. So the question is like, do I go ahead?
You have to put the combiners all on their own shelf.
But I was thinking like, no, because I want to do what you're talking about. Leave the combiners in scale with the legends that are in a battle. But I can do a separate scale. Say if I just wanted to do a Crystal City display and then have and actually put the Constructicons back in their regular mode instead of Devastator mode, maybe, or something. I don't know. Like the whole like for me now, I have to plan around the display, not just buy everything. You know, because I also have the train bots who are off by themselves. They don't have anybody to play with. You know, they're actually the way I have my Raiden. He's actually peeking around the corner to see what Omega Supreme is doing with Scorponok because he doesn't have anybody to play with on that shelf. As being a peeper.
Well, I'm gonna use like I have the New Age and the Magic Square Devi, and I think I'm gonna leave the New Age together, and I keep it by my G1 because it really does look like kind of an upscale, like it kind of matches the color and tone and stuff of the G1. But I'm gonna take the Magic Square and break it down to individual bots, and in my head, I want to build it with the Toy World Devi, and then have. I might even take the New Age apart and have one in vehicle mode and one in bot mode in front of them so that the scaling changes. But that one's a little harder because I never got into a secondary set of masterpiece robots for the Devi. But like for my DX9 Minosaur and my Zeta Superion, I have the fans toys versions of them.
Okay.
So if and when they ever fucking complete those, I was thinking I will put my legends in bot mode, have the fans toys versions flying or driving, however the case comes out because of Minosaur, around, above, or whatever in front of the or with the legends, and then have the combiner behind it already set up, so you have all three scales kind of working through each other. Because a 10-foot robot isn't going to turn into a full-size fucking train. You know what I mean? So it's okay to me that the train is slightly bigger than the robot and vice versa. So I'll have it set up. If I like the Superion, I'm thinking my fans toys will be in bot mode, and the minis would be in jet mode, and then the Superion will be the masterpiece Superion, because that makes more sense to me. It's a 10-foot robot. He's going to become a little bit smaller and becomes a jet because it doesn't have to be that damn big anymore. And then I'll have the Superion above it. Like I have a whole thing in my head and I'm going to try to make it work. If not, you just slide them to a different fucking shelf and do something with them. But as far as the combiners go, you have to just kind of put them on their own shelf. Because if you have a combiners, to me, like I've had this argument with other people that are into scale crazy, like from my point of view, way too weird on their scales. Because to me, an Optimus Prime shouldn't go above the barely the foot of a Devastator, let alone the shin. But they want to argue like, oh no. I'm like, not in the cartoon I've ever watched. And even in that cartoon, if you are, because you can argue, well, in this frame it was, in this frame it wasn't. In my head, Optimus Prime, if you're just giving it as an average size bot, Optimus Prime is 8 to 10 feet tall, and a combiner was 5 to 6 stories tall because it walked by and snatched buildings off their fucking frames like it was nothing. So you know they're massive. Then that Optimus Prime should not be above his shin.
But none of that makes any sense when the Constructicons themselves were not taller than Optimus. So if you even if you stack,
but
them...
that's the scale, the mass shifting that I was talking about. It's the same thing. It kind of covers.
Sure, but yeah, okay.
Like a Lamborghini should never be as big as a semi, but they're gonna be because of the show.
Yeah.
So in my head, mass shifting covers some of that. And mine is, as long as I think the figure could get it, like it's more in their robot modes. Their vehicle modes is a little more kind of mushy gray area, but it's the robot modes to me. In my head, a basic size transformer should be 8 to 10 feet tall. Like, and that's a big range. But still, let's just say 8 foot to give it a solid number.
Well, because... to give you an idea, on quote unquote official sizes, the Datsun brothers were 4 meters tall.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're official or not official. If you just think of Bumblebee, Bumblebee's considered a mini bot. He's considered the smaller of the bots.
Yeah,
and he was still twice as tall as a human being.
Bumblebee was give or take 3 meters.
Yeah, and he was still like,
which is
like
9-ish feet.
Nine
like
feet,
yeah, like Spike
So
would stand
Optimus-
next to him and be just above his hips.
So
you know what I mean?
Optimus,
Well, yeah, but there were times where Bumblebee and Spike were standing next to each other,
And they're the
Spike was
same
on
height,
his
which made no
shoulders, right?
sense.
So
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
no sense, right?
So-
We also had Hoist climb inside of Huffer's alt mode. So really, what are we
Which
doing?
doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you had
Why are
Astro
they-
Train
why are
stand
they-
shoulder, you had Astro Train just
Right.
standing barely ahead
Yeah.
above Megatron, but when he trained into a spaceship, Devastator could walk around inside of him.
Yeah,
So,
But,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's mass shifting.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, even though
Right.
that mass made no sense because
none at all.
because he turned
Mhm.
into the size of a train / thing.
Mhm.
But like Optimus Prime, quote unquote, canon height is only 6 meters. So I mean that's
Mhm.
not even that tall.
That's 8
You know,
foot.
that's 18 feet.
20 feet.
Yeah, 18
Is
to
that
20 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's only 2 stories ish tall. Like I mean, taller than you were thinking, but
Yeah.
but in your
But then
comparison
Devastator
to
is
the,
standing up next
Yeah.
to like the Chrysler building and looking at it.
I'm trying
Like
to
he'd be looking
see.
at fucking King Kong. Standing
I'm
at the
seeing
top
if
of
they
Chrysler
have
building.
the combiners there. I don't. Oh, Devastator.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
See, 16 meters. So they put Devastator at 16 meters. So only
translate
only-
for me, Rusty.
16 meters, and typically multiplied by 3, so 30, 58.
yeah.
Fifty
So
about
60 some odd feet. Yeah.
So
So
6
Three-
stories, and
yeah.
you got Optimus at 2 stories. So I mean, Optimus should be
Right,
a
okay,
3
but
times
third.
the size.
Okay,
yeah,
but
it should
from
be
that,
a third of his size. Yeah.
from that
In bot
ridiculousness,
mode, yeah.
From that ridiculousness, then that means that each of the Constructicons should have approximately been 10 feet tall.
They should all have been as tall as Optimus.
Right.
Yeah,
but they
which
weren't.
also makes no sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I'm okay with that's what I'm saying. Scale is such a spongy area
It's-
to fuck around in.
It's mostly
So in
just
my head, it's really when I put it on the shelf, does it make sense? If my Optimus is standing up
Yeah.
to the hip of Devastator, that does not make fucking sense to me. But if
shin.
my
Yes.
Optimus is
Hip,
just
no.
barely above the foot or the shin, I'm way okay with that.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
why that whole discussion when the MP52
We're on a huge tangent here, by the way.
We
That's
are.
okay. You can cut it off into the scale special or whatever.
Nah.
I don't give a shit.
I'm
I'm way
doing that.
past my time, but I'm drunk and I don't give a fuck.
Oh, we'll
When,
wrap up because I got shit to do too.
Okay, real quick then. So when they did MP52 Starscream and
Sure.
DS01, right? So those 2 sets of seekers, and
Mhm.
everybody lost their mind. Like there were massive arguments on which one was the right scale and which one looked,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
it was more around which one looked the best next to
Megatron.
Megatron, right?
Yeah.
And MP
Mhm.
Megatron, and it was
MP36,
and in the end, it was all just like, guys, whatever you like
Yeah.
whatever you think looks good. Like in the end, I thought
But
the MP52 Starscream looked better because he had more depth in his chest, even though he was
Yeah.
a little shorter than
he's
Megatron.
not as
But
flat. Yeah.
right, but I always pictured that Starscream wouldn't have been as big as Megatron anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I was good with it, right? But everybody else was like, "Oh no, the size was all wrong," and Takara got it
I mean,
wrong again.
it's a different.
Okay.
If you're going by official, it's a meter difference.
Well, you can't even go by official because official again
Well, I'm saying-
changes from
No, I
episode to
understand,
episode.
but I'm saying this is the quote unquote
Mhm.
canon, like what they should be versus what they show. So if
See,
they
like
give you-
I'm keeping like I have the New Age Jetfire. I
Yeah.
have it. I'm getting in it's on its way. I'll have a couple more bots to talk about in a future episode, but I have the Shattered Glass version coming in to go on my black and purple shelf that I'm building.
went on that Show Z sale, did you?
No, I had pre-orders that are all coming through. But I'm gonna keep my Fans Toys Phoenix because in my head, Jetfire was that much bigger than those other bots.
Yeah.
But if you watch just the singular episode that Jetfire was first introduced on, in one shot, Starscream standing at his knees looking up talking to him, in the next shot he's the same height as fucking Optimus Prime, so you have no fucking way of saying how tall that bot is.
Or the fact that they just can climb inside him like he's a huge spaceship. But like the toys can't even remotely get that size.
But that's
anybody who gets pissed about scale can suck my teeth.
Well, the other thing
at
is
the end of the day, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
There's very obvious ones. Optimus Prime should never be taller than a combiner. That's fucking obvious.
Right.
Except in
But
G1 toys.
arguing how tall he is compared to a combiner is very subjective, and
Yeah.
what makes you feel good
when it
about
comes to your shelf, it doesn't matter. It's what you like.
Yep.
Now,
And
legend
it doesn't make you
scaled
right.
combiners are way too short for me in comparison to the other legend scale stuff. But if you put them on their own shelf, it works well together. Like if you put combiners with combiners, they work well.
Use
but
MP scale combiners with your legends and put your legend scale combiners by themselves.
That's how it works with my. That's how it works in my head. Or use them as individual bots.
Now, here's the irony, Ricky. What we're gonna get with this MP scale Fort Max from Fantoys, that's actually legend scale Fort Max.
Yeah, technically you're not wrong.
It's like
you are not wrong because an actual MP scale Fort Max, his head's the size of my house.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. You can't get Unicron.
Yeah.
My Unicron, I'm going to put it with legend
Unicron
scale because you can't put that with anything fucking else.
Yeah.
They said it's chug line. The chug figures are way too fucking big. My legends figures are
chug
way
by
too big
name,
for that
but not
Unicron.
scale. Well, chug isn't even a scale. Chug is just a designation. It's not even a scale. So we can't even make that argument. But
it's just when I
have
put it
a
on the
voice
shelf,
message.
If I'm good with Sean sent something, and you need to quit giving him that fucking loophole.
No, because that is the loophole for him that works, that keeps him in this show.
Or he comes in every once in a while, like he did today.
You don't need anybody else. You have me now.
He came in for 12 seconds. Rusty's on the schedule somehow.
Rusty's the new Canadian Sean. Like he replaced Sean and Mike.
Oh, no one can replace Sean because I need my extra Texans.
I will shout out to Sean, by the way. His his worst and best of the year lists, amazing.
That jalapeno fucking lube.
Yep. You're insane. He's insane, but it was funny.
Oh yeah, y'all have no idea.
You actually clicking on what a Rusty
Rusty
trombone was, like literally made me spit at work. Like I was drinking something, laughing my ass off.
If we had the video on, it would have been great. So
in
the future, if we get to a point of we have a Patreon, we're gonna have video available for Patreon.
Dude, if y'all had my video on for that shit, dude.
Yeah,
like,
watching Ricky lose his shit will be great.
Like because I felt it coming because the whole time I was holding it in, I was like, I was okay. So
Ricky,
fuck the listeners. I was like this. Oh, let me open my.
Oh, now he's got to turn on his camera.
He's too drunk to find the button.
No, I'm fine. It's just I had my phone close, so you have to go through a bunch of shit. So literally the whole time when I'm like, look it up, and Shoky's like, don't look it up. I'm like this.
He's
like,
literally schoolgirl.
I know.
And Mike's laughing, and I'm like, like I'm trying to lean away from my mic so you can't hear me snoring and stuff. And then when you went, oh my god, I was like, bah! Like I almost slipped out of my chair when you hit it, dude. Like I almost died.
Yeah,
that shit was funny.
So and here's the other thing we're gonna work on in this year. We're gonna stop having perfectly good podcast conversations in our fucking chat. Like that whole thing Dormammu brought up last night. I was like, that was a perfect podcast thing. The whole derp world thing. You'll scroll back, you'll see all that, Rusty. But that would have been great, especially my France joke, because this is like, dude, I was sitting there like I got my fucking CPAP on, and I'm just like going along with this shit. I was like, this is gonna be fun. Either way, so to close out the show, since this has just been kind of a random getting back to it show. Yeah, so getting back to it, we're going to be figuring things out for the rest of the year because it is a new year. We have a whole lot of people now almost easily available to come on week to week, so we'll be figuring that out. But I gave Sean the prompt about stories in public bathrooms, since we had that minor conversation earlier. So I think once we have a topic laid down, I'm gonna feed it to Sean per week, and we'll get like Sean's corner. So this was actually
I don't like you building in a loophole for that piece of shit not
dude,
coming on this
that
fucking show.
I built that loophole in when he left the show. He just never got around to it. Now he knows how easy it is. He's down. So
I fucking love that guy. I call him a piece of shit, knowing it lovingly, y'all.
So he already prompted mentioning it's about porta potties, not necessarily public.
What he literally said was, "Do porta potties count?"
Yeah. So I gave him the prompt. So here's whatever Sean said, and we're gonna just live with it.
All right. So once upon a time in my 10 year in the oil field, the only place to relieve yourself are porta potties. If you don't have any experience with these nasty creations of man, let me lay it down for you. It's a plastic blue box that is basically a shithole, literally. Anyways, so once upon a time we had a greenhorn who was with us, and he had to go use the bathroom, so he runs to the porta potty, right? And I had previously been in this monstrosity, and there was pretty much human feces piled up to the top. It was fucking disgusting, right? Bunch of rednecks and roughnecks and just general trash using this thing nonstop. So he went in there, locked himself in there. He had to really go. So we backed a truck up to it to where he could not get out. This thing was tilted at like 30 degrees, and he was there for at least an hour before we decided to let him out. He quit the next day, but he sure had a lot to say when he came out.
Jesus.
Okay, so quick translation for those that don't understand idioms and stuff here. A greenhorn means a new person. It was a new recruit. Somebody just started the job. So he started a job. They did this to him. He quit the next day.
That's what's called hazing, and in most places, it's not allowed anymore. I forgot Sean used to work the oil field too. So he's got stories for days. And Sean's colorful language also just makes his contributions fantastic.
Sean is such a cool dude, man. I'm gonna get off that. I'm gonna get off that dude's dick. But I had so much fun talking to him. Like he's such a cool dude.
Yeah, hopefully I get to meet him this year. You know, since we live in the same fucking state.
I was gonna say the fact that y'all live by each other is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
you haven't met. And I'm gonna
meet
him first,
dude. He's still 6.5 hours away.
Yeah, well, he's like 12 hours away from me. I'm still gonna meet him first.
Yeah, he's still like that is a long drive. No, and last year I absolutely intended to go up there and visit him last year, but things just did not work out at all for vacation time. So at some point this year, I already got a plan for vacation later this year to come see you in Florida for fucking TFCon. So we got to figure that part out. So either way, guys,
I don't have to figure out nothing. I just have to show up. It's like an hour.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to come crash on Ricky's couch is what I'm going to do. I'm going to crash on a shitty couch you've got.
It's not shitty. It's just uncomfortable. It's actually getting more comfortable.
It's not shitty. It's uncomfortable.
It's not shitty. That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
It's at this point, it's literally just the part where I was talking about where I have to lay my head back so far. That's really the only bad part about it now.
Exactly.
As long as you don't wake up in his pool.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you can.
I mean, I won't wake up. I'll die. It's fine. I'll have my CPAP on. I'll have air.
Dude, motherfucker.
I'll have my CPAP. I'll be okay.
You bunch of pores. I have floating chairs and shit that have like drink holders and shit when I get in the pool, man. Come on.
So when are you going to do a pod from the pool?
I actually have literally done video chats from floating around in my pool.
Yeah. I won't do that here because it's out in public, not a private pool. So either way, guys. So doing the like and subscribe thing here on the YouTubes. If you're listening on some type of podcast platform, leave us a rating. Give us 5 stars, 5 pineapples, 5 whatever that is, whatever the amount of number.
5 eggplants.
Yeah, eggplants. If you got it. If you leave a comment there, odds are we won't see it unless it's on Podbean.
Tacos if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, if you do comment here on YouTube, we will read it, and we'll also read your emails if you write into the email at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com, which is in the description down below. Well, I wanted it to be memorable. Well, if I had just put NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail, it would be stupid. It'd be harder to spell.
Easier to type in.
Yeah, maybe, but they don't even have to type it in. It's in the fucking description. They can copy and paste. So either way, and of course you can follow me at all Shoky related things in the description. You know, Ricky's links are down there too. Mike, who bailed a little bit early without giving us a K bye. Also
somehow I'm the second chair and my shit is buried below everybody else's, which is fucked.
Well, my stuff's below yours, so
that's super fucked. Ours should be at the top. Fuck all
I win.
Rusty's was at the top. That's crazy.
No. Well, that's because he was a guest. Rusty's not a guest anymore, so Rusty's links will be
the bottom
buried.
You go.
To the bottom you go, Rusty. You don't even get links in this episode because you didn't come in until way late. Yeah, so Rusty doesn't get links this time, but you can go find him at the Rusty Trombone on YouTube.
No. Just Google it. Don't ask questions.
The Rusty Canadian.
It'll lead you straight to it.
Yeah. Just type, dude, just start buying up all of those fucking URLs. It'll just lead your YouTube channel. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to start putting custom URLs to your channel in the description, the Rusty Trombone.
Like Rusty Tree Bark. What the fuck
Actually,
is this?
You know, only subscribe to Rusty if you like Transformer stuff, if we're honest here. If you want to hear him talk about non-Transformer stuff, come here.
No, he talks about other stuff sometimes. Like he's got good videos. I'm not one to stroke people's dicks much more besides Sean, but Rusty has some really cool videos. Like I have actually enjoyed some of his videos even before I got the chance to interact with him. He's pretty interesting, dude. He's okay. Yeah. Don't tell him I said that though.
We won't.
Much love.
So, is there anybody else that needs promo? I don't think so. I think we're good. And yeah,
Dormammu
doesn't have anything to promo.
Dormammu doesn't have anything to promo.
He doesn't. Okay.
No, he's
go,
not.
Go to the realm of collectors, and he's in all the chat squads as Dormammu.
He's there. It's like he is a presence. It's like he's not a creator. He's just a presence. He's like a friendly ghost.
Okay. And also too, because I'm going to try to streamline this year too. So I'm going to say it here and then get Shoki on board with it. Is I'm trying to streamline all my stuff like this down under Ricky Ticky Timber. It was a nickname given to me by Bobby and Chris, and I'm just rolling with it. I'm just trying to make everything the same.
Yeah.
So if you see somebody in the chat squad saying Ricky Ticky Timber, that's me.
Yeah.
So feel free to talk shit.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's his handle. So either way, guys. And with that. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.